Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles and cousins, of course, and grandmothers and grandfathers, or if you prefer, mops and pops, and baseball fans everywhere, welcome to this edition of the Valley Baseball League's 2020 Rewind season. Hello, everyone. My name is Graham Knight, and on behalf of the league and the teams, it's my pleasure to welcome you here tonight for day 8 of our Rewind season. Boy, do we got a lot in store for you, but I just want to remind everybody that John Leonard, our SMDR for the Valley Baseball League, who also publishes the All Things Valley League. It's allthingsvalleyleague.com. That's allthingsvalleyleague.com. He is doing a 7-year look back every day of this season. So if you want to find out what's happened last year in 2019, we're going to tell you. So come and watch what we're talking about. But also check out his webpage. Daily, he's going to post 18, 17, 16s, all the way back to 2012. It's a 7-year look back. Personally, I don't know how he does that, does the league stuff, and does a full-time job, but he is absolutely a force. You want to see how much of a force? I want to plug his 2019 annual here. I've had several people tell me it's just a fantastic read. Find out for yourself. $10. You can find the link to it at the top of the Valley Baseball League page. There's a 2019 Valley League annual graphic right there. Click on it. It'll take you to buy it. It's $10 for 85,000 words of information about the 2019 season. So if you're someone who likes to track these players through college, through the Valley League, and then into their pro career, this is absolutely something you're going to want to look at. Plus, there's some other great information on baseball as well. So John Leonard, check it out. But that said, guess what time? It's time to check out the crew. Got him here to talk about day 8. Everybody say hello to Jordan.
Fans, pleasure as always.
All right, and everybody also say hi to Aaron. Aaron's muted, man. Aaron, you got to give that to us again. That's not how we roll in the Valley.
Man, that's an error on me right there.
Yeah, first
Hi.
I've had more than my share. Aaron's still sporting the Padres Ghostbuster. Is it Ghostbuster? Cubbusters. Sorry, Cubbusters. My bad. Yeah. Cubbusters t-shirt. If you don't know much about Aaron's Padre background, you got to check out her backstory. It's in one of our podcasts about episode 34-ish, something like that. Anyway, enough about the league. Enough about the Padres for now. We know they're going to get their year. We just know it's coming. If the Cubs can get theirs, the Padres are definitely going to get theirs. Yeah, please. All right. Hey, Jordan, why don't you tell us about the game we're going to see today, and then we'll talk about the other games that were played on this day back in 2019.
Yeah, Graham, not a problem. Well, you know what? And again, I want to give credit out to John Leonard again, because as you said, his annual, I know for both Aaron and I, his notes have been fantastic in really helping round up a lot of this action. But let me just put it this way. With tonight's game, we're going to be featuring the Charlottesville Tom Sox and the Woodstock River Bandits. I have yet to say this, but we're looking at a game where we have 22 total base on balls, 22 walks in this baseball game. And it's incredible when you have this armada of pitchers. And I don't know if it's either whichever side you want to look at it, if it maybe was poor pitching or if this was just kind of great hindsight by the batters at the plate. But 22 total walks in this baseball game. That was the big number that John pointed out in this one. Aside from that, you're going to be looking at the bottom of the order of one of these two baseball teams. They really come in and they make the difference in this baseball game, not necessarily with walks, but of course, the big difference that counts, the difference on the scoreboard. It's a high-scoring baseball game, too. 16 total runs are going to come and score in on this one.
Holy smokes. Man, that's a game. 22 walks and 16 points or runs. Sorry, I'm a hockey player, man. I get nailed for that every time I go to a board meeting. I'm like, I can't believe they scored that many points. And everybody's like, it's runs in baseball. Please try to get it straight. Error on me. That's one. We're 1-1. All right, Aaron, what are the 2 games that were played on this day, and what was newsworthy or noteworthy about them?
The first game we have is Covington-Strasburg. We've talked about the bats all season long being big, having lots of hits, but we have a little bit of a different game here tonight. This is proof that the bats have been big because this is the first time this season in which a winning team had 3 or less runs scored, and it took extras to get there. Yeah, this game was tied 1-1 heading into the bottom of the 11th. with 2 on base, a single to center, gave Covington the walk-off win. They were able to take it 2-1 over Strasburg. And another game that had a lot of fun action, a little more in the batter's box with 19 hits overall in this one. The Generals and Newmarket. So the Generals themselves had 12 hits, 10 walks. Waynesboro came out of the gate swinging and walking, and that combo led to 4 runs in the top of the first. 4 more in the fourth sealed the Generals' eventual 13-5 win.
Yeah, you know, I got another error on myself. I just got to call myself on. I'm going to call myself out here. It's just going to happen. Hang with me for a second. And a couple of podcasts ago, something else I learned about this season, I'm talking to Zach Cole, and the recollection I had on the 2019 season is that the Generals came out kind of struggling to get started, that it took them a while to gel. You know, I got that one wrong. I got to, you know, if you haven't called me on that yet and sent me some nasty grams to vbleague@isomermedia.com, that's all nasty grams should go to vbleague@isomermedia.com. Then, you know, we gotta get you tuned in, because, you know, as I look back at these games from day 2, 3, 4, 5, and I see the Generals playing, man, they came on strong at the beginning of the season. I don't actually know what I was talking about. I don't know where I got that little tidbit. Zach seemed to remember it that way, and maybe he was just being nice. But, you know, when I talk about the score of today's Generals game, there was nothing meager about this team at the start of the season. They came out big. All right, enough about me. Hopefully you'll forgive me my errors. I'm likely to have more, but hopefully not in this particular show. Jordan, how about you, man? Can you keep it clean and get us into the game before I put my foot in my mouth?
Graham, I can do that. And before anyone else says it, let me be the first one to say that I forgive you. But we'll move on from there.
Hey, man, thank you.
You're welcome. Glad I could help. We do have 2 more baseball games today that we unfortunately were not going to see. One of them really interesting. This is a game between the Winchester Royals and the Harrisonburg Turks. Final score of Winchester 9, Harrisonburg 4. The interesting thing about this baseball game, though, is that 2/3 of Winchester's runs were unearned. If you take away the unearned runs in this baseball game, this is a 4-3 Harrisonburg Turk victory. But instead, off of 3 Harrisonburg errors, we have a 9-4 Royals win. And the really strange thing about this game is that at the same time, Winchester had more errors than Harrisonburg in this game, but it just goes to show that in specific moments, just in that one moment in particular, in this case, maybe 3 moments in particular in this game, it's just that instant that can really turn the tide of a baseball game. And despite the errors, it might not have been the cleanest win, but a win is a win. Winchester takes this one 9-4. And now on the other side of the spectrum, we have, we talked about Andrew Czech yesterday. We have him back here. He is John Leonard's hitter of the day, which again, if you want to get more of his notes, the 2019 Valley Annual, which can be found on the website, Stanton's going to take this one 6-5. And Andrew Czech is a big reason why. 10 hits came in the Stanton game, and 4 of them came from Andrew Czech. So when you really look at his numbers, we said he had 2 hits in the game yesterday. He had twice as many in this ball game. We said, look out for him. Just another perfect example of why, you know, maybe we should be listened to a little bit here. Andrew Czech, that watch party just continues to grow. And this game is a perfect example of why to really pay attention to his name the further that this season goes.
Yeah, clearly a really exciting player to watch in 2019. And it occurs to me that we have got to get him on our podcast. We recently had Brad Zebedis, who was the 2011 MVP. If you haven't seen that podcast, check it out. Brad's also the catcher on the first all-decade team. That means since 2011, no one has kind of come in to the league and performed at the same level Brad performed at. Joe Harmon in the podcast asked him kind of flat out. He's like, Brad, you're hitting over 400. He's like, what were you drinking? And I think we got to get a hold of Andrew Czech and ask him the what were you drinking question, because so we're going to work on that. Absolutely going to work on that. Hey, before we go to the game today, and before it's Jordan's turn to say the magic words, before we get to that, I do want to let you know, if you hear one of these games and you're like, wow, I'd really like to see that game, you can find it on the you can find it on the Facebook pages. What we did last year is all of the games Average of 5 a night, were live streamed on the Valley Baseball League's Facebook page, and they were also live streamed on All Things Valley League. But the games were also put on the home team that was playing and also the visitors. The good news is they're there. The bad news is you got to dig through like 100 games to go find it, because it's not exactly easy to find those games. But they're there if you want to see them. You'll just have to dig them out. But anyway, enough out of me. I just wanted you to know that they are available, and we'd love for you to check them out. But it's time to check out tonight's game. Jordan, tee it up for us.
Always. Fans, grab your popcorn, Cracker Jack, your beer. Let's play ball.
All right, let's play ball.
But also 5 strikeouts. He's batting .313 right now.
1-0 pitch, laced out to left field, on the run, and a leaping catch made by Matthew Cooper for the first out.
Cooper with a great catch there. He comes out of Clemson, one of the many ACC players on this Tom Sox team. Great to have that representation there. And they're playing in enemy territory. No one is playing it as big of an enemy territory as Kevin Madden, who we'll get to later when he comes to bat. But plenty of ACC guys playing in Whoville this summer.
And 69 total ACC players drafted in the MLB draft this year. Right? Very, very respectable number.
People give a lot of credit to the SEC, but ACC baseball is pretty strong too.
Cody Warner digs in, first pitch swinging, and he hooks it to right field down the line. It drops fair. This is going to be extra bases. Warner around first. Garza picks it up at the fence and gets it back in. Warner stops at second, and it's a 1-out double for the River Bandits.
Yeah, it's hard to stop that there from Warner, just lacing it along that foul line on the first base side. I mean, that looked like it could have been a 50-50 ball right there. Good judgment by Garza.
1 down, runner on second here in this first inning. Another lefty up to the plate now for the River Bandits. Alden Nagel, the first baseman. Aiden Nagel, excuse me, from Lewis and Clark State. Batting .455 here in 11 at-bats on this young season.
Yes, one of the best percentages on this Woodstock River Bandits team. In fact, he's the top percentage right now.
And he uses no batting gloves. Moises Alou, look, first pitch low and away, gets away from the catcher. And down to third goes Cody Warner. So the River Bandits threatening early, a 1-0 count. I think that'll be officially a wild pitch. Sotrace did not make contact with it. Sotrace wearing his Michigan State mask, or his Michigan State helmet, excuse me, under his mask.
Yeah, Sotrace getting a little bit of help from the backstop there with the ball kicking off that and giving him a little bit of an advantage, but by that point, it was going to be too late to get the ball to third.
Stoppage here as the umpire picks up a clipboard that was left at the backstop from pregame.
Wild pitches were a weak spot for the Tom Sox in last night's game against Covington. They were too late that almost brought Covington back into the game.
So it's a 1-0 count to Nagel. River Bandits first baseman with a runner on third. York delivers and Nagel fouls it back, 1-1.
That's one of the few foul balls you see at Seville Weekly Ballpark that doesn't go into the forest and the trees behind us.
Tom Sox in their white home uniforms with the navy blue shoulders, lime green numerals on either side. From the stretch, 1-1 delivery. Bounces in the dirt, not far enough back, though, to coax the runner home from third, and it's a 2-1 count.
I don't know about you, but this is my favorite Tom Sox uniform.
I agree. We were talking about this a little bit before the game. I really dig these. They're sharp.
Yeah. The lime green looks good, but for announcers, it's tough. It's tough to get those letters, especially when it gets dark.
Puglielli on deck for the River Bandits. Here's the 2-1 to Nagel. It's an off-speed pitch in there for a strike, 2-2.
Great pitch there by York. We'll see what kind of rhythm it takes York. See how long it takes him to kind of get into his zone. Moving pretty quickly so far.
Again from the stretch, 2-2. Cut on and missed. And the throw down to first as the ball bounced before Sotrace could get it. And the throw in time, so that's 2 away.
The Tom Sox 1 away from forcing the River Bandits to strand a runner at third. Be a great way to start this game on defense.
I thought for a second there that ball was tipped, and maybe Sotrace did too, but he recovered in plenty of time.
Sotrace doing a great job behind the mound, although I'm sure many of the UVA faithful in the stands are not a big fan of that Michigan State helmet.
I think with what happened a couple months ago in Minneapolis, I think a lot of
that
Virginia fans have forgiven a lot of old opponents. As Puglielli digs in, he is also out of VCU, batting .357 on 14 at-bats this year. And he takes a ball low to start.
Puglielli leading this Woodstock River Bandits team in RBIs. He's got 5 so far this season.
Waves the bat a couple times, and second pitch is down and in. 2-0 count. Runner still on third base. It was Cody Warner who had a double to right field and then advanced on a wild pitch. 90 feet away from being the game's first run. Here's a 2-0 delivery from York. He rocks back, and that one bounces on the plate. And quickly, York in the hole 3-0.
York definitely doing some work here early behind the plate. Seen some low and some wild pitches so far from York.
The 3-0. And that's right down the middle, called strike. Woodstock in their traveling forest green uniforms with orange numbers, gray pants. The name River Bandits emblazoned on the front side. No numbers on the front, just on the back for the River Bandits. And a changeup golfed at and missed, so the count runs full.
Big pitch here for York, and this is big for his momentum going forward here. It'd be huge to force the River Bandits to strand a man this early.
And after a 3-0 count especially.
Especially.
Short lead off of third for Warner. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the River Bandits leave a man on third base in the top of the first. Good pitching there by David York to get out of the jam.
And you couldn't ask for a better defensive start from the Tom Sox. Of course, that one ball that was hit by Warner, that's going to be tough to recover on the foul ball line, or on the foul line on that first base side. And then the wild pitch, we saw a couple of those last night. So we'll see how those impact the Tom Sox going forward. But other than that, pretty spotless inning.
One hit, no runs, no errors. One man left on base. Nothing going to the bottom of the first. We'll be right back. This is Valley Baseball League Network. Welcome back to Seville Weekly Ballpark here at Charlottesville High School, 0-0, bottom of the first. Charlottesville Tom Sox coming to bat after stranding a runner on third. Woodstock coming up empty in their first at-bat. And the Tom Sox starting lineup will look like this. Leading off from Cornell in right field, Ramon Garza. He's been a staple at the top of the lineup for Charlottesville this year. Batting second from the Charlottesville's own University of Virginia, Kamen Richardson in center field. Designated hitter bats third, Dan Harwood tonight. He's been ripping the cover off the ball. And the cleanup hitter from Virginia Tech, third baseman Kevin Madden. Batting fifth, second baseman Jacob Talley, followed by his right side of the infield mate Chase Sanguinetti. First baseman bats sixth. As I'll pause here as Garza digs in. Nathan Light on the mound for Woodstock. He's also a lefty, and he misses high with the first pitch.
Nathan Light coming in today's game from the Keydets of VMI with a 3.0 ERA, and you couldn't have asked for a better start from this Tom Sox hitting lineup.
Garza grounds the 1-0, foul just to the right of the first base bag, 1-1. Finishing out the lineup, by the way, for the Tom Sox, Gregory Ryan, the shortstop, bats seventh, while Matthew Cooper, left fielder, bats eighth, followed by Gabe Sotrace. The 1-1 to Ramon Garza bounces low, 2-1.
Garza batting .429 on the season so far coming out of Cornell. He has 9 runs off of 6 hits, but key stat here, he's been walked more than any other Tom Sox batter so far. He's been walked 7 times this season.
2-1 misses low again. 3-1. Garza with a hitter's count early.
Tom Sox we've definitely gotten lucky with the Ivy League kids the past couple of years. Do it all, Pat McCall was a staple out of Harvard on last year's team, and now Garza coming from Cornell.
Here's a 3-1, up and out, ball 4, and the Tom Sox get the leadoff man on.
And the 8th walk of the season for Garza.
River Bandits defense looks like this, left to right around the outfield. Cody Warner, Tomas Sanchez, Jalen DeShazer. The infield, third base, Andrew Puyelli. He's joined on the left side by Jacob Jablonski at short. Connor Hood at second and Aiden Nagel make up the right side of the infield. And behind the plate, Mike Morale catching the pitches of the left-handed Nathan Light, the aforementioned from VMI. Here's Kamen Richardson, his first at-bat of the game in a scoreless game, bottom of the first.
And I've just been informed by our walking stat book here for the Tom Sox, David Argo, that walk for Ramon Garza put him as the leader for walks in the Valley League so far.
Here comes the 1-0 to Richardson. Low, 2-0.
Couldn't have asked for a better start for Richardson as well, coming out of UVA. He's batting .474 right now. Leads the team in RBIs with 6.
Turned out to be a pretty nice night. A little bit warm, but there was some rain in the forecast this morning, and none of it showed up.
Definitely gotten lucky the past couple days. Yesterday was looking even worse, and we avoided it.
2-0 up and in. Richardson has to turn away from it, and Nathan Light having some trouble finding the strike zone early.
And correcting myself earlier, Richardson actually has 6 RBIs on the season. So he's one behind the team leaders, Dan Harwood and Kevin Madden, with 7, but both up there. And the 3 of those guys have been huge contributors to the Tom Sox so far this year.
Harwood waits on deck. About a 6-foot lead for Garza. Here's the 3-0 right in there for a strike. The ability of some pitchers to just throw it right down the middle when it's 3-0, even though they couldn't hit the broadside of a bar in the first 3 pitches.
You couldn't have
ceased to amaze me.
Definitely a very valuable skill.
Here's the 3-1. Richardson lifts it to center field. It's going to be playable. Settling under it, Tomas Sanchez, and he makes the grab. Richardson wants that one back. He's a little bit disappointed as he heads to the dugout. Pitch was in his wheelhouse, just got under it a little bit.
We'll see plenty more of him tonight, I'm sure. He's the guy the Tom Sox have relied on at the plate in big situations.
Next up, it's Dan Harwood out of Worcester College. Tom Sox have a little bit of a connection with that school, too. Runner on first, 1 away. Harwood bats from the left side, facing the left-handed Nathan Light, and Light puts a curveball over the outside corner for a strike.
Harwood batting .417 right now with 7 RBIs on the year.
From the stretch, looks back to first. Now he delivers another curveball, and it just gets in there. Strike 2.
Harwood looking like he had a little discussion with the umpire after that one. That was a 50-50 ball for sure.
2 umpires here in Valley League Baseball. 1 for the plate, 1 responsible for all 3 bases. 0-2 delivery to Harwood, and he pops it foul, going toward the River Bandits dugout. Will Puyelli have a play? He would have, but he stopped short of the ball, and it drops foul.
Looked like he got a little scared of running into the fence there, or he might have lost in the sun, one of those two. But when you've got that whole section of fans over there, I'm sure you don't want to have an NBA-esque play where you just barrel straight into someone.
None of his teammates were, from what I could tell, were telling him where to go, telling him where the ball was.
That's one big thing that the Tom Sox always do, is there's plenty of communication. There's a pop-up, even from guys in the dugout telling people to back off and move around.
So all the same, we'll do the 0-2 pitch again. Long look over to first base. Now the delivery. Call it third strike at the knees. Nice looking pitch there by Nathan Light.
And that's only the 2nd strikeout on the season so far for Harwood. He looks frustrated with himself, and the Tom Sox now find themselves a 2-out hole in the bottom of the first.
Cleanup hitter now, Kevin Madden. Crawford, you're going to be doing a Tom Sox TV story on Kevin coming up here soon. He's a third baseman tonight, and he bats from the right side with 2 away. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball.
Yes, I profiled Kevin Madden for Tom Sox Weekly. Talked about him being a player for Virginia Tech, playing here in Charlottesville in enemy territory. I'm sure there's plenty of chirping between him and the other UVA guys on that team as well.
Cavaliers took 2 out of 3 from Tech in Blacksburg this season. Wasn't enough to get them into the NCAA tournament, as Madden fouls that one off over the batting cage to the right, 1-1.
But so far, he said he's had a very good experience in Charlottesville this season. He had a great season at Virginia Tech coming off of that and looks to continue that this year. And he said his biggest thing is just cleaning up little things in his game.
From the stretch, the kick, the delivery, runner takes off. Garza gets to second. The throw goes into center field, and Garza's going to get an extra base out of it. So an error by the River Bandits puts a Tom Sox runner at 90 feet away with 2 outs.
And all of a sudden, this at-bat for Madden changes completely. He's now working with something, even with 2 outs on the board.
No score here early, bottom of the first. River Bandits put a man on third in the first inning, in their half of the first inning, could not bring him around. Here's the 2-1. Curveball a little bit high.
But Madden, a very down-to-earth guy. He was a great guy to interview, and he's definitely excited to be in Charlottesville, and all these guys are. Plenty of opportunities for them off the field with internships around the area.
The 3-1 is inside, and Madden walks down to first base. So 2 walks this inning for Light. Now runners at the corners for Jacob Talley. He hit one to the wall last night.
He did, and we actually saw Jake Talley take the mound back in Winchester.
Look back to first by Light. Now from the stretch delivery, swing and a miss. Talley was late on that. I think foul tipped it right into the mitt of Mike Morale. The 0-1 on the ground to short. Charging it is Jablonski. Going to have to make a quick throw, and he does across the diamond, beating Talley by a step, and that will do it for the bottom of the first. Tom Sox put 2 men on. They cannot score. We'll go to the second with a 0-0 tie. River Bandits coming to bat when we come back. This is Valley Baseball League Network. Welcome back to Seaville Weekly Ballpark here at Charlottesville High School. On this Sunsplash Thursday evening, Luke Ned, Carney, Crawford, Humphreys here with you. We enter the top of the second. The Woodstock River Bandits coming to bat after stranding a runner in the top of the first.
As I said, a beautiful Thursday evening here in Charlottesville. Knock on wood, Tom Sox have gotten lucky with weather so far, especially these past couple days where there has been rain in the forecast. Nothing's been coming down. The Tom Sox don't have a tarp, so that would make things hard, especially to prevent the weather.
A couple teams, I believe, with tarps, but yeah, we've had some good luck with weather so far, but it's only our second home game, so I expect
plenty of season left.
With the climate being what it is here in Central Virginia, I expect at least one game will have to be rescheduled.
For sure. Last season was the rain came completely out of the blue and extended the season by a week in August. Of course, the playoffs just kept dragging on with more and more rain delays.
Tom Sox runners-up last year to the Newmarket Rebels, a year after winning the whole kit and caboodle. As the River Bandits get ready to come bat, second inning of work for David York. Battle of lefties here tonight with York and Nathan Light. And here's Caleb Ward, played for the Tom Sox in 2016, now for the River Bandits. Digs in to lead off the second. First pitch over the inside corner for a strike.
York getting set here, and he's got some momentum after his performance in that first inning, stranding a runner on third for the River Bandits.
The 0-1 just misses outside, ball 1.
It's just crazy. The Woodstock River Bandits are an example of how much a team can change with the complete roster turnover, coming from a 10-win season to now leading their division.
That one in the air to right. Garza barely has to move, settles under it, and makes the catch. 1 out.
As we talked about earlier, you could hear a lot of communication from that Tom Sox dugout, telling Garza where to move, telling guys to back off of the ball so there aren't any collisions. That's definitely something that makes this Tom Sox team special, is just the bond and the chemistry that these guys have this early in the season. I was on the bus ride from Winchester a couple nights ago, and they played Mafia as a team for the entire 2-hour bus ride and never stopped. So they're all having a good time so far.
Digging in now with 1 out, Jalen DeShazer. Batting from the right side. He's out of Arkansas State. 8 at-bats this year. 1 hit. And he takes a strike at the knees to start 0-1.
And great pitch there by York. He's looking a lot more comfortable than he did in that first inning. His first Tom Sox start, too.
York works out of the stretch, doesn't really have a windup, it seems. And that one on the ground, foul past the third base coach, 0-2. River Bandits, as you mentioned, Crawford, leading the North Division. We'll keep you updated all season long on Deck with the Tom Sox of the Valley League standings. The 0-2 in the dirt gets past the catcher, and fortunately that time nobody on base.
Exactly. Tom Sox really get lucky with that one. As I said earlier, though, a couple of those scary wild pitches almost brought Covington back into things last night. A couple of runs scoring there. I think it was the 4th or 5th inning, but Covington nearly brought themselves back into it just off of mistakes from the Tom Sox.
DeShazer takes a step out of the box. Outfield playing him just about straight away. Bit of a gap in left center. The kick, the delivery, and it's an off-speed pitch, and DeShazer goes golfing and misses. Third strikeout of the game already for David York, and in his Tom Sox debut, he looks pretty good so far.
He has been very impressive, and you wouldn't expect it from a school like Wofford when you've got guys from ACC and SEC schools, and yet this guy has really shown up today.
Well, you saw what Wofford's basketball team did during March Madness. They proved they can hang with the big boys a little bit.
It just proves how much talent there is throughout college baseball for sure.
Connor Hood digs in now for the River Bandits. He's from Seton Hall, batting .444 on the year, 4 hits and 9 at-bats.
Definitely one of the best batters on this River Bandits team as York throws his 14th strike of the night.
Right down the middle, 0-1. Here's the next one, and that one is a little bit low. Evens the count. Cayman Richardson in center field moves a little bit over to the left. 365 out to dead center. This one of the bigger Valley League parks, I believe. The 1-1. That one bounced to third. Waiting on it and up with it is Kevin Madden across the diamond to first for the out. And 1-2-3 go the Woodstock River Bandits in the top of the second. Tom Sox will come up for their second chance at bat. When we come back, it's 0-0. This is the Valley Baseball League Network. Welcome back, Seville Weekly Ballpark here at historic Charlottesville High School. Charlottesville Tom Sox 0, Woodstock River Bandits 0 as we head to the bottom of the second. Luke, Ned, Carney, Crawford, Humphreys here with you on the Valley Baseball League Network. We'd like to thank Sheets once again for their sponsorship of Valley Baseball League in 2019 here. And Crawford, that's one of the Tom Sox favorite places to stop after games.
It is. When you're going down I-81 in Virginia, I mean, there's a Sheets basically every couple miles. So after every road game, Coach Corey Hunt gets the bus to stop at one. Players run in and get food. In fact, the last time we were there, Coach Hunt said, all right, guys, you got 10 minutes. And these guys sprinted off the bus to get in line and get their food. But it's definitely a good late-night stop for these guys who go basically from 6 to 10, 10:30 without eating anything. So definitely a good late-night stop.
Perfect for busy lifestyles, which these guys definitely
qualify. Yes.
Leading off for the Tom Sox here in the bottom of the second is Chase Sanguinetti, the first baseman out of Florida State.
Another ACC guy here playing in Whoville this summer. Sanguinetti batting .333 on the season so far. He's only had 3 at-bats for the Tom Sox.
And he chops this one to second, charging it. It's going to be a tough play, but Connor Hood up with it, and he guns it over to Aiden Nagel at first.
Yeah, good heads-up play there by Hood. And with the variety of fields you see in the Valley League, some fields better kept than others, or you have the example of Harrisonburg where you're playing on straight turf. You get different bounces basically everywhere you play.
So 1 batter, 1 out for the Tom Sox, and coming to the plate, Gregory Ryan. You mentioned ACC representation. Here's another guy from the University of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Gregory Ryan coming from Pitt, also batting .333 on the season. He has had 15 at-bats for the Tom Sox, 2 RBIs, and has scored 4 times off of 5 hits.
The delivery by Light, fouled back by Ryan.
And a couple of members of the Tom Sox intern staff will be traveling to Pitt for UVA football's season opener this year.
Brand new ACC network getting ready to take flight. A lot fewer noon kickoffs in the future for the Virginia Cavaliers, as the 0-1 is over the inside corner for strike 2.
Yeah, as ACC football moves away from the noon kickoff, the Tom Sox have moved a couple games earlier, a couple of 3 p.m. first pitches, which is great for these guys. To
Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon. Fills up some time.
The 0-2 to Ryan, high and outside.
And I'm sure these guys love it too because they get to go to bed at a reasonable hour.
So Gregory Ryan's second trip to Charlottesville this year as the Panthers came to Disharoon Park at Davenport Field, Disharoon Park. I can never keep it straight anymore.
A lot of names now.
Here's the 1-2, and Ryan fans at it and misses. 2 away. Good-looking pitch there again from Light. Virginia swept that series, by the way. Matthew Cooper now the left fielder.
And once again, another ACC guy coming out of Clemson.
Clemson, who went 1-2 in the Oxford Regional. Knocked off Illinois in the first game before losing to the host Ole Miss Rebels and then being eliminated by Jacksonville State. Cooper looks at a first pitch low.
I'm sure everyone in Death Valley is just eager to get to September and eager to see Trevor Lawrence take the field once again.
Second pitch also in the dirt. Quick hitters count now for Cooper. Cooper 2 for 10 on the year. The rock back, the delivery. That one on a line out to second base. It's going to bounce and be knocked down, but it's not going to be able to be cleanly fielded by Connor Hood, and the Tom Sox have a second 2-out base, second inning base runner.
Yeah, Cooper getting a little bit of the home field advantage there with that bounce. Hood unable to grab it like he was the last time.
We'll see what they score that.
We'll see.
My untrained eye, I would give it
looks like
a
a bounce.
I would give it a hit, but we will get the official scoring on Point Streak here shortly.
Point Streak will be scoring it as a hit, not an error.
All right. So give it Matthew Cooper a single. He's 3 for 11 on the year. And now number 9 hitter Gabe Sotrace, the catcher from Michigan State. Big lead for Cooper here with 2 outs.
And Sotrace has been working hard early behind the plate. We've seen a few wild pitches from York. He's gotten it under control a little bit, especially in the top of the second inning.
1-0 is low, by the way. 1-0.
But
the first pitch is low.
But it seems like Sotrace has been really, really all over the place, trying to stop pitches from going into that backstop.
Sotrace looks at the 1-0, and it's in there for a strike at the letters. A lot of similar batting averages on the roster here. That'll change as guys get more at-bats.
Exactly. As the season goes on, you'll definitely start to see some guys set themselves apart from the pack.
1-1 delivery, way up high. Brand new scoreboard out in left field, too.
Exactly. I was just about to say, definitely helps us out as announcers, being able to see inning-by-inning runs as well as a pitch count.
Black and orange, the color of the Charlottesville High School Black Knights. 2-1 pitch. That one up and in. 3-1 now. Tom Sox looking to turn their lineup over, if nothing else.
But a much different scoreboard system than what we had last year, where we actually had to have neon lights out in the outfield to signify balls and strikes.
3-1 from Nathan Light. Swing and a miss by Sotrace, and now the count runs full, and Cooper will be taking off with the pitch.
Sotrace took a big swing at that one there. But full count here. Tom Sox with one on base. 2 outs, so backs against the wall here in the bottom of the second.
River Bandits won't hold him on first, won't hold Cooper. There he goes, the 3-2 is inside, almost gets Sotrace, and he'll trot down to first base. 3 walks early for Nathan Light.
And the way Cooper took off to second, it looked like he was basically about to steal. That was the game plan there.
One of those baseball automatics. 3-2 pitch. If there's a force play, you're taking off.
Go ahead and take it.
Ramon Garza, who had a walk the first time, comes in now. He has the Space Jam intro song. He's taken over that from Zach Ching last year.
There have been a lot of repeats of walk-up songs. Anthony Lazar's Hand Clap is back this season. That's a fan favorite. You've got a full row of diehard Tom Sox fans that have that down.
Runners on first and second, 2 out. 0-0 here in the bottom of the second. Tom Sox looking to change that. Leadoff man Ramon Garza in the batter's box from Cornell. Batting .429 this year, 6 of 14. That did not change, by the way, with his first at-bat because he walked.
And he now, officially after that walk, leads the Valley League in walks so far this season.
First pitch to Garza. Tumbles in there for a strike. And Garza has 7 walks, 6 hits in 14 at-bats. Scored 9 runs.
This top 3 in the batting order for the Tom Sox is especially loaded for sure.
A couple guys on the bench tonight who have been hitting the cover off the ball too. Walker and Wale getting the night off.
Well, exactly. There's no need to be burning these guys out, especially when you're going through a big stretch of games with no rest like this.
Cole McNamee, another guy, another ACC guy who is taking a breather tonight.
I don't want to be surprised if we see some guys that, are out here right now, like your Kevin Madden or Kamen Richardson, on the bench for tomorrow night's game.
Here's the 0-1, and that one lifted to right. Long run for DeShazer. Is that one going to stay in fair territory? No, it will not. So just a long strike for Garza. Tom Sox will take on the Waynesboro Generals tomorrow at 7 here at SeaVille Weekly Ballpark.
I'm sure Mike Paduano's happy about that one. That's one less ball he has to pay for because it goes into the woods.
290 down that short porch to right field. Garza, right-handed batter.
And we saw a home run over that wall last night. That's definitely the easiest spot to clear for the Tom Sox.
With runners on first and second, 2 outs, the 0-2 to Garza. Grounded to short. Coming over now from third to make the play. Picking it up is Puglielli, and he flips it over to second just in time.
That was a close one.
To cut down the sliding Gabe Sotrace and end the inning. So after 2 complete, 0-0, Woodstock coming to bat for the top of the third. When we come back, this is the Valley. Charlottesville Tom Sox 0, Woodstock River Bandits 0, heading into the top of the third here at SeaVille Weekly Ballpark. Race around the bases just complete. Louis loses to the kid again. Recurring theme. Luke Carney, Crawford Humphreys here with you on the Valley Baseball
Almost as
League
if
Network.
that's planned. Almost.
Almost as if.
He got some help from the Tom Sox infielders who were setting picks and slowing him down a little bit.
The umpire got in the way and knocked Louis over and made sure the kid could. So not even the umpires, who are known for their impartialness and their honor and integrity, rigging the kids.
They're rigging the race. They're rigging the race. Might see a little E60 or a 30 for 30 on that a little later.
Hey, once again, we'd like to thank Subway for their support of the Valley Baseball League Network live streams. The stream would not be possible without their help and support. So if you like what you see, be sure to stop in at any of the 39 restaurants in the Shenandoah Valley. Grab a bite to eat. Maybe that'll be one of those stops for one of those afternoon games, because won't be as late.
That's true. We'll see. I'm sure that would take some time though to get cycle all those guys through there. But one thing that Tom Sox really have improved upon this year are concessions at SeaVille Weekly Ballpark, with Ben & Jerry's sponsoring that this year. It's been awesome. I got some ice cream before the game today, and they added chicken tenders to the menu. They got a whole host of stuff over there.
We talked about our favorite ballpark foods on our Game Day podcast, On Deck with the Tom Sox, this morning.
And the debate arose, is a hot dog a sandwich?
That's for later.
We got to save that one for later. That's going in the back pocket for now.
Mike Morale, catcher, leads it off.
That might be the longest podcast episode we've ever seen.
Really. 8-hole hitter now for the Woodstock River Bandits. He comes to Woodstock from Old Dominion University. Same school as Vinny Pasquantino, former Tom Sox player. Who
just got drafted.
Just got drafted. We had him on the podcast last year.
We did. One of the esteemed alumni of the On Deck for the Tom Sox podcast.
Third inning for David York. He misses high with the first pitch. 9-hole hitter on deck, Jablonski for Woodstock, and then they'll turn it over with Sanchez. That one fisted down the right field line. It curves into foul territory, and unable to catch up with it is Chase Sanguinetti, so that'll make it 1-1.
And just turning into a beautiful night of baseball here at Seva Wakely Ballpark. For those at home thinking about coming out, I would urge it for sure. Temperature's about to drop into the high 70s. It'll cool as the clouds roll in.
Good amount of lawn chairs out down that left field line.
That's a prime position for sure, especially if you want to catch some balls.
Even a few out in the outfield up the hill. 1-1 delivery coming to Morale, and he fouls that one off again out into the woods. That one is probably going to be lost.
Yeah, that's what Peduano just hates to see, is those balls going deep into the woods. You need a hazmat suit to go in there with all that poison ivy and pick out those balls.
David York toes the rubber, steams one in there, swing and a miss, strike 3. And York with his 4th strikeout of the evening, 1 away.
He's pitched 17 strikes so far tonight. York doing a great job in his first Tom Sox game.
Jacob Jablonski, the shortstop, coming to bat now for Woodstock. Out of Arkansas State, teammate of right fielder Jalen DeShazer. He bats from the right side. 3/4 delivery for York. That one on the ground to third, picked up by Kevin Madden, and his second put out of the game as he whips it over to first and in time.
I was about to say another great heads-up athletic play there by Madden, who I profiled earlier for my Tom Sox Weekly story, playing in enemy territory as a Hokie here in Charlottesville, but he's a big contributor to this Tom Sox infield.
Now Tomas Sanchez will come up to the plate. He lined out to left field his first time up. Got pretty solid contact on the ball as he faces David York again. 0-0 here. Top of the third. First pitch off speed. Swing and a miss.
And I'm sure York trying to get some revenge for that 50-50 ball that he lost earlier on that foul line.
Squares around to bunt. That pitch in the dirt. Nobody on, 2 out. Tom Sox outfield playing Sanchez straight away. That one also bounces. So a lot of York's misses have come low tonight.
And a great job so far by Sotres, limiting the damage there and not allowing anything to go in the backstop after a couple of wild pitches in that first inning. But speaking of bunting, I don't know if you saw this, it made waves on social media. A Yankees affiliate, pretty sure it was AA, broke up a no-hitter by bunting.
Might be another good podcast debate topic. Is that fair
in the
foul?
top of the ninth too? Top of the ninth, no hitter. They broke it up with a bunt.
I believe that led to benches clearing.
Yes.
Yeah. And the 2-1 misses low, 3-1. York toes the rubber, digs in, fires it, and it's grounded foul toward the River Bandits dugout.
Yeah, just hitting that fence there. If it had taken a bounce a little earlier, that might have hit the head of one of the River Bandits players.
Most of the players up there, I think pretty much all the players, well, maybe a couple guys still down there in that dugout, but most of them up against the fence. Payoff pitch here. Catcher sets up low and inside. That's where the pitch is, but a little too much so, and Sanchez trots down to first base. 2-out base runner for the River Bandits here in the top of the third.
Tom Sox still have 2 outs to work with here despite that walk.
Cody Warner digs in wearing the orange stirrup socks. He had a double down the right field line his first time up.
Very, very reminiscent of the Miami Hurricanes baseball uniforms for sure.
Zero, 2 outs, runner on first. First pitch to Warner, over for a strike. Warner out of VMI, teammate of his pitcher tonight, Nathan Light. Pickoff throw to first, not in time. Just keeping the runner honest, it looks like.
Yeah, good heads-up play there by York.
York misses low and away with the 0-1.
And that's the pitch that put a runner on first for the River Bandits. Just that low pitch, left side, or I guess our left side. That seems to have been his miss tonight so far.
Most of the Tom Sox up against the fence on the dugout, too, as they usually are. Runner dancing over at first. 1-1 misses low.
And plenty of antics happen in that fence area where all the players stand. I know the Tom Sox faithful remember Hunter Gregory's Cotton Eye Joe dance that he brought out every home game last season. That will be missed for sure this year.
Up to see who steps into those cleats. 2-1 to Warner. Hit solidly out to center field. Back goes Kamen Richardson, and this one is gone. A 2-run, 2-out homer for Cody Warner, and he's been seeing the ball really well. Has both of the River Bandits hits tonight, and now they have a 2-0 lead.
Had that 50-50 ball earlier down the first base foul line, and now a homer there. And you could see Kamen Richardson in center field just kind of drop his shoulders as he saw that ball soar over center field, right over the Crutchfield sign, just to the right of the scoreboard. Something you don't see a lot from the Tom Sox. This is a team that doesn't give up a lot of home runs and hasn't given up a lot this season.
It's a tough place at the ballpark to get it over, so props to Cody Warner.
And York being leveled pretty early in his Tom Sox debut, bringing him back down to earth after a good start.
Here's Aiden Nagel, number 3 hole hitter, and that home run predicated by a 2-out walk. So
still, though, with the firepower that the Tom Sox bring to a plate, a 2-run lead is very, very small.
The 1-0 misses to Nagel, so quickly a hitter's count. That one laced out to left field. It's going to get down for a base hit as Cooper grabs it on a hop, gets it back in. So
yeah,
two out damage done by the River Bandits.
Weird bounce there. Cooper having to go full extension, raising one arm up. I don't think he expected to do that. He thought it was going to be at his chest and had to reach up at the last second. But as you said, the River Bandits showing some signs of life with their backs against the wall here in the top of the third.
Cleanup man Andrew Puyelli out of VCU. River Bandits a 2-0 lead. They just took it. And he tries to bunt, pops it up, and it hangs up there high enough for David York to come off the mound and make the catch. Side is retired, but the River Bandits touch the scoreboard first. A 2-run home run off the bat of Cody Warner. Tom Sox coming to the plate looking to get those runs back when we return. This is the Valley Baseball League Network.
So at Sheets, we really exist to make people's lives easier every day. In this moment, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to connect with some of our lucky fans to help make their dreams come true. How are you? I'm Ryan Sheets. Here's a brand new truck for you, man. A once-in-a-lifetime dream vacation to Turks and Caicos. Have you ever been there?
I've never been anywhere.
A check for $25,000.
This is a testament to
why everybody should be a Sheets freak.
Take me out to the ball game. Oh, wait, we're already here.
Barry Lee and Katie G, hoping you're enjoying the old ball game and inviting you to join us each weekday morning from 5 to 10 a.m. on your 92.5 Wink FM.
Back here at Seaville Weekly Ballpark at Charlottesville High School on the VBL Baseball Network. Luke Ned Carney, Crawford Humphrey is here with you for this one between the Woodstock River Bandits and the Charlottesville Tom Sox. The River Bandits, some two-out production here in the top of the third to take the early 2-0 lead.
Yeah, causing some damage to that scoreboard with a 2-run homer and then a subsequent hit that didn't end up turning into anything to the Tom Sox luck. But with their backs against the wall, the River Bandits are able to strike first. And definitely proving why they're first in the division right now.
We came in Richardson to lead things off out of the University of Virginia here in the bottom of the third.
And he's the guy that you want to respond to that 2-run homer for sure.
2, 3, and 4 coming to the plate for the Tom Sox.
That's a very strong part of the order for sure.
Nathan Light from the left side. Misses the first pitch low.
Richardson 5 RBIs, 9 for 19 on the year so far.
A wind-up delivery. Richardson pops it a mile high into that triangle area, right, center, and second base coming for it, and it's going to be the center fielder, Tomas Sanchez, who calls the others off and makes the play.
And it looked like the three of them collectively almost lost it in the sun. Lucky there for Richardson. Richardson was already at second base. He was anticipating that as well, but that's his second pop-up for the game, and you can see him getting a little frustrated with himself so far. Not the start he wanted after his first couple of games with the Tom Sox.
Here comes Dan Harwood.
Harwood, another big bat for Charlottesville.
Takes a strike to start.
Well, 0-1. 0-1 count.
He's 0 for 1 tonight. Takes the second one. That one missed outside.
Tom Sox just need a spark here. Haven't seen any really consistent batting so far tonight. All it really takes is a couple guys to get on base and get the wheels moving for the Charlottesville team.
As we saw last inning from Woodstock, getting all their base runners and all their runs with 2 outs.
Exactly.
The 1-1 misses high.
So far, the Tom Sox mainly taking bases off of walks.
Just 1 hit for Charlottesville thus far. 2-1. Harwood, slow roller to first. Up with it is Aiden Nagel, and Harwood outran Nagel. Nagel looked like he was going to shovel it over to the pitcher, who was a little late covering, decided to take it himself, and it ended up burning him.
Yeah, Nagel took that ball very nonchalant. Looked like he was going to toss it to the pitcher. Poor communication, and Harwood able to stick with it and get the run, or get the hit. So that's a single. Going to first is Harwood, and all of a sudden you've got Kevin Madden coming up, another guy that can do some damage for sure. A lot of firepower from the Hokie.
Here's Madden batting from the right side with a runner on first. His team down 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. First pitch misses outside. What's the most interesting thing you learned from Madden when you talked to him the other day?
I would say just how comfortable he is, kind of playing in this environment. I was expecting him, be wary of the UVA fans and the UVA kids on his team, but he's gone along really well with everyone so far. Hasn't gotten any trash talk from Kamen Richardson or any of the other guys, or at least that's what he told me. He might be looking out for his teammates there, not wanting to say anything bad about them on TV. And also just his mentality. He's a hard worker and just looking to clean up little things in his game to make him a stronger MLB prospect by the end of this summer. So he's definitely very goal-minded.
2-0. Or 1-0 misses high, 2-0, and then a pickoff throw to first. Not in time. His manager, Corey Hunt, also a wahoo.
Yeah, he's definitely surrounded on all sides for sure.
Madden fouls the 2-0 back. It's 2-1. Harwood on first following a 1-out base hit. Neither Tom Sox hit has left the infield tonight.
I'm sure at some point when you've got guys like Garza and Richardson at the plate, you will see that at some point tonight.
The 2-1. Curveball misses low.
And a good eye there by Madden.
Most of the field covered in shadows, as it normally is by this time. 3-1 pitch at the knees for a strike.
Another thing to add on to just, interesting things he mentioned in that interview. He told me for him personally, and I can't speak for other members of this Tom Sox team, but he says there hasn't been much of a learning curve with batting with a wooden bat versus the metal composite bats that he bats with during the school year.
Here's the 3-2 with one out on a line to second base, and it's going to get through past a diving Connor Hood. DeShazer comes in to cut it off, and the runner will only get one base going from first to second. But now the Tom Sox, with fewer than 2 outs, have 2 men on.
And you mentioned it earlier, finally a hit by the Tom Sox that leaves infield.
That's why I said it. Now digging in, Jacob Talley. A guy you want at the plate with runners on base.
Exactly. Talley coming out of Bridgewater, another one of the local Virginia area schools.
Bridgewater, located just outside of Harrisonburg, where another Valley League team, the Turks, makes their home.
Home of the JMU Dukes.
So 1 away, runners on first and second. Talley takes a strike at the knees. Tom Sox down 2-0 here after a 2-run home run by Cody Warner in the top of the 3rd.
Aside from all the ACC players, Tom Sox have a lot of guys from just local, smaller Virginia schools. Randolph-Macon, Shenandoah, Bridgewater, William and Mary. That goes alongside, of course, UVA and Virginia Tech.
The 0-1 is low. Waiting on deck is Chase Sanguinetti, the first baseman. Long pause now for Nathan Light in his 3rd inning of work. The 1-1 catches the inside corner, strike 2. Tom Sox looking to get on the board to answer that home run from the River Bandits.
Need something here. Perfect opportunity with 2 men on base.
The 1-2 fouled off the hip of Jacob Talley. He'll try it again.
And Talley looking to just stay alive in this at-bat. Still 1 out, though, to work with for the Tom Sox.
One, 2, 1 away. Runners on first and second. Outfielders straight away. Infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch. Talley goes fishing up and out and swings and misses. So a costly strikeout there for the Tom Sox. Now forces any base and 2 away.
And Talley coming out of his shoes to swing at that one, swinging basically across the plate at a ball that was way outside on to our right. Not the best take by Talley.
Now here comes Chase Sanguinetti out of Florida State. Just his 2nd game of action for the Tom Sox here.
And of course, we'll see plenty of that as the College World Series wraps up and more players come to Charlottesville for the summer.
Sanguinetti, in fact, didn't make Florida State's travel roster, so he's at summer ball early.
And definitely looking for something to prove this summer.
The Seminoles still alive in the NCAA tournament. Have a big super regional coming up against LSU. First pitch misses, ball 1.
Yeah, the Tom Sox definitely with a duality within their personnel this year. You've got guys that are looking to be drafted by the MLB and improve their look for scouts, and also guys just looking to move up on their roster and make the travel team and move up in the batting order.
The 1-0 to Sanguinetti from the stretch misses inside. Hitters count.
It'll definitely be interesting to compare the current batting order and the current starting lineup with the lineup we're working with by end of July and heading into playoff time.
Action in the Tom Sox bullpen. Not exactly a surprise. Here's the 2-0. That one floated over the first baseman's head, and it is foul. Just foul. That would have scored multiple runs, probably tied the game. But instead, Sanguinetti just misses.
Looked like that bounced right on the line. He wasn't going to get the bounce that the River Bandits got earlier. Credit to the Tom Sox guys, though, for hustling through home plate regardless. They were just waiting for the ump to change the call.
Tom Sox not happy with it, and I think that was just barely the right call.
Just barely, and with no replay in the Valley League, there's really no need for Corey Hunt to go out there and argue that one.
And no John McEnroe either to come out and tell the umpire that chalk flew up. French Open going on right now. I have to get my tennis references in.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't see a lot in the Valley League is managers going out there and just throwing hats and bases and
that's not really
getting in the faces of the umpires.
Not really.
No brawls
really
or anything like
with
that.
The rest of the Valley Baseball League. 2-1 to Sanguinetti with runners on first and second. This one, he floats almost to the same spot. This one's going to get down, and it's fair. Coming over to get it is DeShazer. One run comes home, and they're going to stop the runner at third. Now it's Sanguinetti looking to stretch it to second, and he's thrown out. So the Tom Sox do not get that second run. He crossed the plate, but that was after Sanguinetti was tagged out. One run does come home. That's Kevin Madden. So the Tom Sox get one run back after a wild play with 2 outs, but their side is retired, and we're going to head to the fourth with the score Woodstock 2, Charlottesville 1. We'll be right back here on the Valley Baseball League Network. Welcome back to Charlottesville, Seaville Weekly Ballpark, Charlottesville High School. Luke Knight, Carney, Crawford Humphreys here with you. Top of the fourth, 2-1, Woodstock in front, ahead of the Charlottesville Tom Sox. Tom Sox getting a run back in the bottom of the third on a single by Chase Sanguinetti. Sanguinetti thrown out trying to stretch it to second, and the second run not quite getting there.
Yeah, definitely a move there by Sanguinetti that had the Tom Sox faithful that sit in front of the press box here at Seaville Weekly Ballpark scratching their heads, and definitely a questionable move there. Ball was making its way to the infield when Sanguinetti decided to take off from first to second.
Well, I think it was the right idea. I think just the execution was off because Sanguinetti, I think, maybe took a little bit too long to decide that he wanted to do what he was doing.
And by the time he had decided, it was too late, but he was already off and running.
He wanted to get caught in the rundown, but I think actually the throw was late enough that it went directly to second, and bang, bang play. The umpire was right on top of it.
Tom Sox do chip away at that lead, though, and put one on the board, cut that lead down to 1. So still signs of life from the Tom Sox.
It'll be Caleb Ward, the designated hitter, leading off the top of the fourth for Woodstock here. He'll take on David York for the second time. Action in the Tom Sox bullpen. Dallas Rapine out of Towson, right-hander, warming up.
And one of the newcomers to this Tom Sox roster.
First pitch misses way outside. Here's the 1-0. That one a little bit low.
And with this pair pitching method, it's very usual to see Tom Sox guys warming up in the bullpen by the time we come around to the fourth inning.
2-0 misses outside again. 3-0 quickly on Caleb Ward. He's only walked twice this year.
And Corey Hunt also just looking to get as many guys touches as possible and solidify his pitching lineup.
3-0. That one misses low, so a 4-pitch walk to start the fourth inning for Woodstock, and they have a runner aboard.
And very unusual from York to see just a straight 4-pitch walk. That's something we haven't seen so far. Definitely mixed in a few strikes there, past couple at-bats. Of course, first game with the Tom Sox coming off of that big home run.
Kevin Madden trots in from third to give a quick word to York, and Gabe Sotrace trots out to the mound as well. Runner on first for Woodstock after a leadoff walk. They lead 2-1 here in the fourth. 2-run home run from Cody Warner. Last inning with 2 outs.
And both of them giving some positive encouragement to York. Matt especially, though, establishing himself as a leader on this team and kind of a steady hand. Soft-spoken guy, but definitely a leader.
Next up for the River Bandits following the conference at the mound is Jalen DeShazer. In the second inning, he struck out swinging. Here's the first pitch. That one misses inside.
DeShazer coming out of Arkansas State, one of the lowest batting averages on this Woodstock River Bandits team.
That one fouled back toward the River Bandits dugout or on deck circle, where Connor Hood awaits, number 7 hole hitter, as we approach the bottom of this Woodstock lineup.
And York just really trying to get his confidence back after letting that home run go over center. Still plenty of time left.
This one on the ground is short, picked up by Gregory Ryan over to second for the first out. Relay to first is not in time. DeShazer beats it by a step.
Good heads-up play, though, getting the runner out that would have been in scoring position otherwise. Almost a double play there, too, for the Tom Sox. Had that ball been scooped up a little earlier.
So a 6-4-3 fielder's choice, and now Connor Hood comes to the plate.
But, of course, this early in the season, second game at home, these guys are still trying to figure out the bounces here at Sevo Weekly Ballpark. You know, you go all over the place in the Valley League, and you're going to get different bounces everywhere. You're playing on turf, you're playing on this grass, you're playing on some fields where it's more dirt than grass, and you're going to get a lot of different things.
Hood out of Seton Hall, squares around to bunt, and bunted it right off of himself in the batter's box, so that's strike 1 foul.
York definitely having more to work with now with that first out. A guy on base, double play is a possibility at this point.
It would get the Tom Sox out of the inning with 1 away, trailing by a run.
And I don't know if we've seen a double play yet from the Tom Sox. Again, have to consult our walking stat book, David Argo, who is the man behind everything you see on social media, graphics, all the highlight packages, everything.
And pickoff throw to first, not in time. Party Dave, as he's known.
Party Dave. One of the few interns for the Tom Sox that really works year-round, just generating graphics and putting out everything throughout the year.
Sent us a nice release this morning of all the Tom Sox who have been drafted through the years in the team's existence.
Yes.
We'll get to some of those later on.
Of course, a couple guys from last year that we touched on in the On Deck with the Tom Sox podcast. Pat McCall and Zach Ching were the two notable ones. Big contributors to that Tom Sox team last year.
0-1 pitch to Hood, misses 1-1.
McCall, do-it-all Pat McCall. I mean, the nickname really says it all there for him out of Harvard, and then Zach Ching out of VCU.
1-1. Runner thought about going, held up over the inside corner for a strike.
York able to snag the corner there, and on the verge of a strikeout that would put the count at 2 outs in favor of the Tom Sox.
From the stretch, the 1-2, it's a pickoff throw to first again, keeping the runner honest.
Yep, York trying to keep everyone in check here. Controlling this game well, and great job to Sotres as well behind the plate, keeping things from getting too wild with that backstop.
Delivery inside. Good job there by Sotres to keep it in front of him.
Great example there. Scooting over, bouncing the ball off of his chest, and preventing the runner on first from getting any distance there.
Two-two pitch incoming. Sun has basically just about set behind the Charlottesville High School building.
Yep, stadium lights coming on here at Sevo Weekly, and with that means the temperature is going to drop a little bit too. It was hot before this game, but it's slowly dropping down.
Doesn't feel like it.
Doesn't feel like it, but it's getting there, slowly but surely.
another pickoff throw to first. And when York does throw to the plate again, it'll be the 2-2 with one away. To Connor Hood. Member of Seton Hall, who also played at Charlottesville way back at the beginning of the season. And that one gets by the catcher. That's going to allow DeShazer to trot down to second, takes a double play out of order, makes it 3-2.
And that's a pitch that the Sotre is just not going to be able to grab at all. Way outside of the box. Sotre's having to basically leap across the batter's box to try and snag that. Tips off his glove and runs to the fence.
Umpire calls time. Now he puts the ball back in play. Here's the 3-2 and misses for ball 4. So now first and second, one away for the River Bandits.
Things changing rather quickly for the Tom Sox there on defense. They had 1 out, 2 strikes on the board. Looked like they were on the verge of putting that second out on that scoreboard there in center field. And all of a sudden you've got man on first, man on second with just 1 out here in the top of the 4th.
Corey Hunt out to the mound for a conference. We'll see if York stays in the game. And he will not. David York will exit. And it will be Dallas Rapini, number 34, out of Towson.
Immediately trotting out onto the mound. Definitely one of the taller guys on this team. That's one of the first things that struck me.
And one of the new guys, too. So new, in fact, that we don't actually
He's
have
not
him
on
listed
the roster
on our
in front
roster.
of us. I don't even know how tall this guy is.
We'll use this time to give you a scoreboard update from across the Valley Baseball League. In the top of the 5th, the Winchester Royals hosting the Harrisonburg Turks. The Royals on top, 3-1, up at Jim Barnett Park. Front row Cardinals trail the Stanton Braves 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Strasburg Express and Covington Lumberjacks tied at 0 in the top of the 5th. And rounding it out, Waynesboro with a 4-0 lead over Newmarket in the top of the 3rd at Rebels Park.
Plenty of action tonight throughout the Valley League, and I'm sure this will shake up the rankings depending on the winner of tonight's game.
The Dallas Rapini, a righty, is going to face 8 and 9 at least, barring a double play, as he takes his warm-up tosses. Outfielders come into center field to talk, and then infielders tossing the ball around as well.
Yeah, one of the cooler things about Summer League Baseball, and the Tom Sox especially, is just the way they add players throughout the season. You're always going to get new faces, basically until the College World Series is over. And even in the case of last year's team, we were adding guys right before the playoffs as guys, get called back to college or get dinged up and injured and have to, end their summer season early. So it's a constantly fluctuating roster, and you get to see new guys come from all over the place. And you'll see people from schools like Wofford come and, best guys from, Power 5 conference teams.
And then also Worcester College.
Exactly.
And place like Davidson, Randolph-Macon.
Bridgewater's another good example. Shenandoah, William & Mary.
Dallas Rapini almost finished with his warm-up tosses.
Just trying to get loose here, but definitely noticeably one of the taller guys on this Tom Sox team.
It'll be Mike Morelli, the catcher, leading things off.
And Sotre is pretty warmed up there as catcher behind the plate after York's time on the mound. He's been all over the place in the batter's box trying to stop balls from going too far, preventing any wild pitches. But a couple have gotten the best of the Tom Sox so far. None have caused damage like they did last night against the Lumberjacks, but still a problem for the Tom Sox in today's game.
Morelli digs in. Runners on first and second. River Bandits up 2-1, one away here in the top of the fourth. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. And a strong start. Force at any base, double play in order. Outfielder's playing straight away. Here's the 0-1. Did he go? Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire. Strike two.
Two quick strikes for the Tom Sox.
And that's what you want to see if you're Corey Hunt.
Some heat coming early, too. Fresh out of the bullpen.
Dallas Rapini, his first batter of the game. The 0-2, look back to second. And that one gets by the catcher, and the Woodstock runners are going to advance another base.
And the wild pitch is causing more and more damage to this Tom Sox team. All of a sudden, two runners in scoring position. Rapini with his first batter of the night. Leading up to that pitch, he had two swinging strikes, then throws that one wild in the dirt. Sotray's unable to recover it. Takes a weird bounce off of that dirt that's just been stepped all over, and you know, there are mounds and clumps here and there that are going to cause the ball to bounce weird.
The 1-2, that one in the dirt, doesn't get by the catcher.
Makes count 2-2 though with one out for the Tom Sox. Tom Sox just in need of a stop. In need of some sign of life here on defense.
Rapini from the stretch, right-handed delivery, misses up and out. So he had him 0-2, and just like that, it's a 3-2 count.
First pressure situation Rapini's been in so far in today's game, so we'll see how he responds. Fresh out of the bullpen, facing his first batter today.
Here's a delivery, and that one is laced out to right center. It's going to get down. It's trouble. 2 runs are going to come home as it's scooped up by Ramon Garza and brought into second base, but not in time. A 2-run double off the bat of Mike Morale in the 8-hole, and Woodstock stretches its lead to 4-1.
Going right into that hole between center and right field, right on line with the flow auto sign there, and that one dropped quick and took a bounce towards the warning track. Tom Sox unable to recover, and all of a sudden this Woodstock River Bandits lead is up to 3, 4-1 now. And Rapini once again in a tough position with a runner on second.
They're costly walks and costly passed balls, wild pitches, whatever you want to call them.
Exactly.
Leads to runs. Now a runner on second, 1 out. So still not out of the woods are the Charlottesville Tom Sox. And another ball gets by the catcher, and it looks like Little League out there right now.
This is definitely a tough look for the Tom Sox. Just desperately need to get out of this inning. 1 out on the board. Now a runner on third after that wild pitch. Back-to-back wild pitches causing trouble for the Tom Sox.
And Crawford, you weren't in Stanton on Sunday, but the Braves had trouble with this against the Tom Sox. A lot of wild pitches and passed balls, so now coming around on the other side.
Coming full circle for us.
So 1-0 runner on third, 1 away. And Rapini misses low. Batter is Jacob Jablonski, the shortstop.
Rapini finding himself in a 2-0 hole early. No force outs, nothing to work with here.
Tom Sox bring the infield in, and that one didn't miss by much, but it did miss. 3-0. Up and outside, says the umpire.
We'll see if Rapini just goes for a stock straight down the middle pitch here, right down the barrel.
Outfielder's playing relatively deep despite the infielders playing in. And that one, as you said, right over the middle.
Just going with his go-to there. Still, though, 3-1. No safety net yet for Rapini.
Swing and a miss. Blew the heater right by him on the 3-1 pitch. So Rapini now back into the fight.
Yeah, definitely a bright spot so far. Rapini can put some heat on that ball.
Tom Sox need an out here. 3-2 with a runner on third. They trail by 3. And Rapini blazes it right down the middle, called third strike. And what a bounce back there from the righty reliever.
That is huge. Huge momentum booster for not just Rapini, but the team as well. Putting that second out on the board, and all of a sudden a little bit more of a safety net, a little bit more comfort for the Tom Sox. Here.
Top of the Woodstock order,
top
due
of the fourth.
Up. And Corey Hunt will push the infield back to normal depth here with 2 outs. Here's Sanchez. Can't catch up to the first pitch. Strike 1.
Rapini with a lot of swinging strikes so far this game. It's very rare for him so far to have just a looking strike. It looks like the batters have basically swung at everything he's been dishing out.
Except for that last pitch on the strikeout. The 0-1 outside.
And that ball was close, too. That looked like it was a 50-50 ball right on the corner.
I can tell you, every umpire relishes the chance to get to call a third strike.
Exactly.
You know, this guy behind the plate was like, thank you for putting that pitch right
he was
there
excited
so I could
for
call it.
Highlight of his night right there. Second strike for Rapini.
Another fastball right up at the letters, and unable to catch up to it was Sanchez. So the Tom Sox looking to get out of the inning here with giving up only 2 runs with a runner at third still. The kick, the 1-2, and that one pushed foul to the right, and it's going to get out of play.
Yeah, that's one of the many foul balls that you won't see a swarm of kids chasing after. That one's deep in the trees there by the train tracks.
I wonder if that one's ever landed right on the tracks.
Wonder if anyone's ever hit a train. You never know.
Good question. Another 1-2 pitch, that one high and outside.
There have been some cars that have almost been hit dangerously. Some foul balls fouled back into the parking lot. Some windshields have dangerously remained intact.
Well, this being your second year, you now know where to park and where not to park. Exactly. Here at Seva Weekly Ballpark. 2-2. Fouled toward the Woodstock dugout. Boy, Sanchez almost took out a couple of his teammates there.
That's the second time today that the fence has saved those guys.
Four to 1, Woodstock in front. They've put up 2 in each of the last 2 innings. Looking for more here with their leadoff man aboard, or leadoff man up at the plate. Runner at third, and he keeps fighting. Fouls it off again to the right side.
What a momentum booster it would be. A confidence booster for Rapini if he were able to put this batter away. Finish on 2 strikeouts.
The kick, the delivery, and he misses low.
Just a little low. And Sotres was ready for that. He had his mask off immediately when that ball bounced in the dirt. He's seen too many runners advance off of those kinds of pitches.
The 2 runs on the RBI by Morelli, by the way, will be charged to David York, responsible for those runners. Here's a 3-2 pitch upcoming with a runner on third. And that one just misses inside, so runners at the corners now after a 2-out walk. And Cody Warner coming up. He has a double and a home run on the evening.
Exactly, just what the Tom Sox wanted to avoid. And the River Bandits once again showing signs of life, down 2 outs in the inning.
It was Warner who opened the scoring back in the third with a home run to left center field. He bats from the left side. Now with 2 men on, misses high and inside. Tom Sox scratched out a run in their half of the third. They'll have Gregory Ryan, Matthew Cooper, and Gabe Sotres due up 7, 8, 9 in the bottom half of the fourth.
Got a quick 2-0 hole in favor of the River Bandits. Looks like another conference on the mound here for Rapini.
Waiting on deck.
Little conference on the mound here. Sotra's rushing out. One of the members of the Tom Sox coaching staff out there too. Not manager Corey Hunt like we saw earlier. Possibly one of the pitching coaches. Just talking with Rapini here, trying to get some positive encouragement in what's been a tough inning defensively for the Tom Sox. 2 back-to-back, really. Top of the third, top of the fourth.
Aiden Nagel waits on deck. So the home plate umpire gets everyone back in order, dusts off the plate.
And the infamous Boylan Heights song coming on during that conference on the mound. I feel like that ad's been a part of Tom Sox games really since the team got started.
It has, yeah. Boylan Heights, one of the first sponsors of the team. 2-0 count to Warner, and the 2-0 misses high and inside.
Boylan Heights has seen a lot of action recently after the UVA, the men's basketball national championship, and then the lacrosse national championship as well. Definitely a favorite place to watch for the students.
Runners on the corners, 3-0, and Rapini misses.
And just like that, with 2 outs, bases are loaded for the River Bandits. They just cannot seem to go down when there's 2 outs.
Well, the way Warner has been hitting the ball tonight, that walking him might not be the worst thing in the world.
That's very true.
Sets up a force at every base with 2 away. Now it'll be up to Aiden Nagel for the River Bandits.
And as you pointed out, Nagel does not wear batting gloves. Hands might be stinging from his last at-bat still. I mean, I guess it's a lot easier with a wooden bat versus the metal bats for sure.
Oh, I've always been fans of players who go without. First pitch is over for a strike.
Solid pitch there by Rapini.
Picks up some dirt.
Definitely be interested to see if he goes no gloves with the metal bat, though, too. I'm sure that would hurt a lot.
Yeah.
That would be tough to pull off for an entire season.
I've seen very few, if any, college players do that when playing for their school. This one rolled to first, picked up, and stepping on the bag to end the inning is Chase Sanguinetti, but not before the River Bandits push across 2 more runs. They extend the lead to 4-1. 7, 8, 9 coming up for the Tom Sox in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back. This is the Valley Baseball League Network.
Take me out to the ball game. Oh, wait, we're already here.
Barry Lee and Katie G hoping you're enjoying the old ball game and inviting you to join us each weekday morning from 5 to 10 a.m. on your 92.5 Wink FM.
Luke Ned Carney, Crawford Humphreys here with you on the Valley Baseball League Network. Woodstock with a 4-1 lead over Charlottesville here this Thursday evening. Turned into a very nice night for baseball.
Tom Sox coming off of 2 innings that definitely could have gone a lot better. That 2-run homer in the 3rd inning established the lead. Tom Sox then respond with a run in the bottom of the 3rd to cut the lead down to 1. But then all of a sudden, just when you thought things were over for the River Bandits, they responded with 2 more runs to make it 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Tom Sox struggling defensively. They need their
coming out. Tomorrow night, the Tom Sox will take on the Waynesboro Generals, their first meeting of the season. Closest opponent to Charlottesville.
And the 3rd night of this home stand for the Tom Sox. Tom Sox definitely struggling right now with it's just pure, really just grinding these next couple nights, having all these games in a row, no break, very similar to what these guys have during the college season.
Have that live stream for you. I believe Joe Thomas will be on the call for that one. If you can't catch it, if you can't make it out to the ballpark, catch the stream, courtesy of Subway and Sheets. Leading off for the Tom Sox in the 1st inning is Gregory Ryan, the shortstop, and he rolls it to short. His position, scooped up, backhanded by Jablowski. And the throw over to first, mishandled,
it was
but
dropped
I don't even know if it would have been in time.
It would have been a 50-50 call had first baseman not dropped it there. So Tom Sox catch a break, and as you said, another hit for the Tom Sox that surprisingly did not leave the infield.
We'll see what they score it. I think they are going to give it a hit.
Matt Cooper from Clemson, the Clemson Tiger, coming up to the plate now.
With a runner on first, nobody out.
Perfect time for the Tom Sox to cut at that River Bandits lead.
Light from the stretch steams in a strike at the knees. Here's the 0-1. And that one lined into center field. It's going to get down for a hit. Tom Sox with 2 in a row here. And the offense beginning to wake up the second time through the order against Nathan Light.
Offense picking up some steam. That's the first hit we've seen from the Tom Sox that has truly been in the outfield and not in the infield. We saw a hit earlier that skimmed through the gloves of a few players and made its way out to that right field line. But this one perfectly in the hole. And now the Tom Sox finally showing some signs of life and some momentum on the offensive side.
Here comes Gabe Sotrace.
And what a perfect time to do it, too, as we hit the 9th and then go through the top of our lineup when you're going to have guys like Cayman Richardson and Ramon Garza coming up to bat.
Sotrace doing the catching tonight for the Tom Sox from Michigan State. I didn't even know it was ever warm enough to play baseball up there.
Must be a very, very long winter for them.
First pitch misses. Guy who knows the strike zone as well as anybody on the field, the catcher. More action in the Tom Sox bullpen. Or, excuse me, the River Bandits bullpen. The 1-0, unable to catch up to it, swing and a miss.
Yeah, as much as we love to complain about the weather here in Charlottesville, when it comes to guys like Sotres and our guys from up north playing schools like Cornell and Worcester, we really have no room to complain here.
Hunter Hoops in the bullpen for Woodstock. He's out of North Carolina, Asheville. Mountain guy. Right at home in the Valley League. The 1-1, that one fouled straight back into the fence. And I think I've finally gotten used to balls coming back in the fence after 4 years doing games for the Tom Sox. I don't flinch anymore.
Always fun to see how many people flinch in this front set of bleachers right in front of the press box here. Especially the balls that don't even get any airtime. They just fly straight back off the bat.
Sotrace behind in the count. He's got 2 men on. His team trails 4-1, bottom of the 4th. Double play depth for the River Bandits. And the 1-2 just misses high.
And, of course, our local sports guys from NBC 29 and CBS 19, they've been around this so far that they don't flinch at all. And they're looking in the camera. They're right on the fence, and they don't flinch at all when those balls come their way.
Marty Hudloff down there from NBC 29. Here comes the 2-2. Long look back to second. And he fakes like he's going to do it, but
no one on the bag there.
Oh, we'll do the 2-2 again. Light looks in, delivers. That one fouled off.
That foul ball flying over the Tom Sox batting cage. We actually had a couple balls last night that hit the batting cage just square on the side.
I think it can take it.
It's definitely taken a lot. Definitely taken a beating, especially since the Tom Sox started playing here at Charlottesville High School.
Another 2-2 pitch. And that one, an off-speed pitch, and Sotrace waves at it and misses, so the first out of the inning recorded on a strikeout.
And Sotrace visibly upset with himself after that one, slamming his bat into the dirt as he walks off. He knew that was a pitch he shouldn't have swung at right after.
For those of you unfamiliar with Seaville Weekly Ballpark, it's not really a batting cage so much as it is a big batting garage. You could probably get 2 or 3 guys taking BP in there if you really wanted to. So 1 away, top of the Tom Sox order coming up. It's Ramon Garza out of Cornell.
Yeah, definitely a multi-purpose area for sure. Batting cage, changing room for our mascot, Louie.
I think some Tom Sox TV interviews happen.
We got a green screen in there. I mean, it's really used for everything. Jack of all trades building for sure.
Full service restaurant? No, I'm just kidding. Can't top Sheets and Subway if you're in the Valley League.
You can't.
The 0-1 to Garza. And he looks at strike 2 over the inside corner. The Tom Sox down 4-1 here in the 4th inning, looking to get a couple of those runs back. They put their first 2 on. But now Garza with his back against the wall. Light looks in, delivers. Garza gets good wood on it, but it's directly at the center fielder, Tomas Sanchez. Gregory Ryan acted like he was going to tag up and try to go to third, but Sanchez whips it in, and Ryan stays put at second. So 2 unproductive at-bats for the Tom Sox. Even if you get out, it can still be a productive out. Neither of them have been.
Exactly, and just when the Tom Sox got their first ounce of momentum in today's game, on the batting side of things, all of a sudden they find themselves in a 2-out hole.
It'll be Kamen Richardson looking to keep things going here in the bottom of the 4th. He's gotten under 2 pitches that he's liked a lot.
Definitely a little frustrated, so he's going to come into this at-bat with something to prove. And now's the time to do it with 2 men on base.
Gregory Ryan on second, Matthew Cooper on first. And the number 2 hole hitter, Kamen Richardson, up at the plate of Brian O'Connor's Virginia Cavaliers. Had a triple on Sunday against Stanton.
And definitely one of the first seasons in a while that the Cavaliers haven't shown up late to summer ball here in Charlottesville, failing to make the College World Series this year.
Yeah, last 2 seasons, Virginia has missed the NCAA tournament after 14 straight appearances under Coach O'Connor. First pitch missing. Here's the 1-0. That misses low. So a hitter's count now for Richardson.
Yeah, Tom Sox need to channel a little bit of what we've seen from Woodstock so far, just not giving up the fight when you're down in a 2-out hole.
From the stretch, Light looks in, kicks, and then he turns back towards second. Nobody covering again. Ryan trots back.
Yeah, Ryan taking a big lead off of second.
Second baseman feigns coverage, and the 2-0 misses. Throw to the pitcher gets away, but not far enough away for anyone to go anywhere.
Advantage Tom Sox in this at-bat.
Look for Richardson to take here, I would imagine. The way he's hit the ball tonight.
Exactly.
He'll take a way to get on base any way he can, and then bases would be loaded if Richardson were to walk. Tom Sox have a couple guys standing up in the bullpen. Nobody throwing at the moment. Here's the 3-0. Richardson looks at it at his eyeballs and walks down to first base.
And all of a sudden, 2 outs. Bases are loaded for the Tom Sox.
That's going to bring up Dan Harwood, the designated hitter. And
who else would you want in this position?
Yeah, anybody active tonight. Walker and Wale, of course, getting the night off. But Dan Harwood, probably your next best option. Carrying on that Worcester College tradition for the Tom Sox, of course, guys like Michael Wolanski, who's now at the Houston Astros organization. Jake Hirschman, a pitcher from he was Wofford, sorry. Get my W's mixed up there. And that one hits him. The first pitch, Harwood takes it off the small of the back, and, well, that's one way to get a run home.
That's one way to cut that lead down to 2.
As Kamen Richardson's Virginia Cavaliers know that all too well. That happened to them in the ACC tournament against North Carolina. Lost the game on a walk-off hit by pitch with the bases loaded.
And actually, the play that advanced the Tom Sox in the playoffs last season was a walk-off hit by pitch. Centracchio getting hit at the plate advanced the Tom Sox.
I think that might be it now for Nathan Light. And it will be indeed, as Woodstock manager comes out and takes the ball, and it'll be Hunter Hoops to assume the pitching duties here against the middle of the Tom Sox order, Dan Harwood. And just drove in a run. He gets an RBI for that.
And Hoops will inherit not only a 2-out inning, but the bases loaded for the Tom Sox and the heart of the Tom Sox order coming up to bat.
Hoops comes from UNC Asheville. And we'll use this pitching change as we did last time to give you a update.
Of course, with the two leaders in each division and the respective divisions playing each other tonight, there's sure to be some shakeup after tonight's game. The Winchester Royals leading the Harrisonburg Turks 6-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Stanton Braves and the Front Royal Cardinals tied in the top of the 6th in that matchup. Strasburg Express and the Lumberjacks still tied in the top of the 6th 1-1. And in the top of the 4th, Waynesboro Generals pulling away from the Newmarket Rebels 8-0. Score remains here 4-2 at Seaville Weekly Ballpark, and a clash between the respective divisional leaders.
And I want to apologize to our listeners. Got the new pitcher wrong for Woodstock. It's actually 7, not 17. Nick Halesa out of Virginia Tech, and guess who the first batter he's going to be facing is? Kevin Madden.
Kevin Madden. So you got a teammate versus teammate matchup. Be interesting to see how well Madden knows the pitching style he's facing in his at-bat here in the bottom of the 4th.
Halesa's a right-hander. He's actually listed with the Woodstock offensive players, not with the rest of the pitchers. So,
and of course, you're going to see plenty of that as you know, rosters continue to get ironed out and players continue to migrate into programs as the World Series ends.
He's a righty, so we've now got 2 righties in the game, one for each team, after both starters were lefty.
And with the style of pitching that the Tom Sox have been using these past couple games, I wouldn't be surprised if Rapini gets 1 or 2 more innings and then they keep moving guys in and out. Corey Hunt definitely making sure everyone gets a start, everyone gets an opportunity, so we can see a little bit of every player and begin to sort out his pitching roster as the season goes on.
Bases full of Tom Sox here in the bottom of the 4th inning, 4-2, Woodstock in front. But the Tom Sox have their cleanup hitter coming to the plate, Kevin Madden. It'll be a hokey on hokey affair here.
I'm sure this is for bragging rights back in the locker room in Blacksburg for sure.
Hokies coached by John Sheff, formerly of Maryland. Here's the first pitch out of the windup, and it misses high and outside. The rock back, the delivery. That one also outside, so 2-0 with 2 outs here and the bases
and
full.
And yet another batter's count here for the Tom Sox. Tom Sox channeling a little bit of what we've seen from Woodstock so far. 2 outs on the board, and yet still refusing to quit and making something of it.
Madden 1 for 1 on the day. Singled and walked. And he takes that one outside, 3-0.
All of a sudden, the River Bandits find themselves in a dangerous position. 3-0 count for Madden. Bases loaded for the Tom Sox. 2-run lead for Woodstock now after that hit by pitch.
The 3-0 taking all the way, and it's right over the middle for a strike.
I'm surprised that Madden didn't take a crack at that one, especially with that count.
Three-1 upcoming. Tom Sox with a 2-run deficit, 2 away. And Madden takes that one low, and another run comes home for the Tom Sox. They're now 4-3, and new pitcher, same result, and similar result. Anyway.
Tom Sox chipping away at this lead in probably the most unorthodox way possible, just by loading the bases and then walking guys home one by one.
It's almost like basketball where guys keep getting fouled and shooting free throws.
End of a game, and it's just free throw after free throw.
Coming to the plate now, Jacob Talley looking to keep things going for Charlottesville here as they've plated 2 runs here, answering the 2 from Woodstock in the top half of the inning. Talley's 3rd at-bat of the game. And he takes a ball just off the outside corner.
one thing we haven't seen the past couple at-bats is not many batters going after balls so far, especially when they're in a 3-0 count.
From the windup, the delivery, fouled back over the press box, 1-1.
With the speed that foul ball had on it, that one might have been on the train tracks for sure. That might have cleared a couple trees.
Or it might have hit Drew's car.
I mean,
one or the other.
We can only hope. We can only hope.
Sacks full of Sox. 2 away. 1-run deficit. And the 1-1 pitch right over for a strike. Much to the chagrin of the diehards right in front of us.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the press box, is you get a lot of the commentary from the diehards that consistently sit right in front of us here in the booth.
Unofficial officials, I like to call
Unofficial
them.
officials. The unofficial Tom Sox fan club. Sits right in that middle section of bleachers at Seaville Weekly Ballpark.
Halessa steps off.
We actually had a couple fans last night at the game that celebrated their 7th wedding anniversary. They were at every game last season. I'm sure the seasons before that.
This one on the ground at third, juggled for a moment, but picked up by Pielli, and he wins the race to third just in time. So the River Bandits hold on to the lead, but the Tom Sox played a couple of runs, and they trim it to 1. We'll head to the 5th inning when we come back. This is the Valley Baseball League Network. Woodstock 4, Charlottesville 3 as we move into the 5th inning here at Seaville Weekly Ballpark. Luke Knight-Carney alongside Crawford Humphreys. Our debut this season here. Joe Thomas did a great job last night, as he always does. He'll be back with you tomorrow night for the Tom Sox and the Generals.
Tom Sox cutting down that Woodstock lead in the most unorthodox way possible by walking home a couple of runs. All of a sudden, this Woodstock lead is 1, and we'll see if Rapini can pick up where he left off in that 4th inning.
Dallas Rapini, right-hander out of Towson.
We'll see how big of a difference an inning under his belt makes.
And the first man he faces here in the top of the 5th is Andrew Pielli, the third baseman who made the putout to end the Tom Sox 4th inning. Pielli out of VCU. Watch the first one bounce in the dirt, ball 1. The 1-0, that one looked like a cricket pitch there.
Yeah, Sotra's getting his fair share of a workout there behind home plate, keeping these balls from going to that backstop.
So 2-0 as that one was a good 3 feet before the plate and it bounced. Coming to Pielli. Swings and misses. He's got Pielli with black sleeves, black batting gloves. Most of his teammates have red batting gloves on tonight. Of course, not his first baseman.
Yeah, don't know if that's if he's trying to get a competitive advantage or what the goal is there.
Couldn't catch up to the 2-0, and the 2-1 is a little bit high, so a 3-1 pitch upcoming here with nobody on base. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Rapini kicks, delivers, and that pitch foul tipped into the dirt for strike 2.
And a full count here for Rapini. Be huge to get his first out and a strikeout for this inning. Get the confidence going, get some momentum going for this defense that needs all they can get right now.
Rapini making his first appearance for the Tom Sox this season. There's a delivery, 3-2, and it just misses outside. So
I'm surprised.
Pielli trots down to first base.
Definitely surprised that Rapini didn't go with this stock, down the barrel pitch. That he could put a lot of heat on it, and that's what bailed him out in the last inning.
Caleb Ward now digs in. Played for the Tom Sox in 2016.
Definitely cool to see guys from the Tom Sox bouncing around the Valley League and coming back to play their former team.
He plays for Norfolk State. Now to the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Pickoff throw to first goes wild, and that's going to allow Pielli to get to second. He's not going to stop there. Goes ahead to third.
That ball's all the way to the bullpen.
A two-base error, and just a really puzzling decision there from Rapini.
That ball bounced basically all the way into the Tom Sox bullpen, which is as far to the right of the field as you can go at Seaville Weekly Ballpark.
I mean, Pielli wasn't even leading off the base.
Exactly. I don't know if that was a comfort thing or just a habitual thing, but definitely a weird choice there by Rapini.
So a two-base error for the Tom Sox, and now that puts a runner in scoring position with nobody out at third base. Caleb Ward, the batter, with the Woodstock River Bandits ahead 4-3, and Ward takes a strike on the outside corner.
Just some puzzling decisions thus far by the Tom Sox.
Tom Sox will bring the infield in again. This one gets through the legs of the catcher. Play at the plate coming, and no throw, in fact. So the passed ball comes back to bite the Tom Sox in the worst way possible.
Once again, too many of those tonight and last night as well against Covington. Weird choice there by Sotras to not even make an attempt to throw the runner out at home. Just decide to hold on to the ball.
So 5-3 now. Woodstock extends the lead. And the 1-1 misses high.
And some action in the Tom Sox bullpen. Antonio Balducci from the University of Richmond, another small school in Virginia that is included on the Tom Sox roster, warming up. We'll see how much longer Rapini lasts.
Misses inside, 3-1.
And a hitter's count now for Woodstock.
Not what the Tom Sox wanted after scratching out 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Now nobody on, 3-1. And now one man on as that pitch nowhere near the strike zone. As the base umpire will now move to behind the pitcher from his spot at first base, runner on first. And here comes Corey Hunt to the mound.
And it looks like we might see some action from the the Richmond Spider, Balducci.
I'll use this break in the action to thank our in-game sponsor, Sheets. As we've talked about on this broadcast, a favorite stop of the Tom Sox anywhere along I-81 after a game.
Exactly. It's not a true Tom Sox road game without a Sheets stop, especially for those long trips to Winchester and Covington.
Well, it's perfect for grabbing breakfast, dinner, or a late-night snack while on the go. And these Valley League games don't get done till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Where else are you going to go?
That's fair.
And it will be Antonio Balducci coming in to relieve the right-hander to Alice Rapini. Looks like the Tom Sox bring in another lefty. I'd also like to thank another one of our in-game sponsors, Subway. This live stream would not be possible without the help and support of Subway restaurants. 39 of them in the Shenandoah Valley, all independently owned and operated. Proud sponsor also of the Valley League All-Star Game.
Balducci with some PT for the Tom Sox this season. Pitched 1 inning so far, 2 hits, and 2 strikeouts. And, of course, you can assume when it's that 1 inning pitch, it was one of those games where Corey Hunt decided to rotate through his pitching staff and get an idea of what he's working with for this 2019 campaign.
Just an inning pitch so far this season for Balducci.
Fans, we'd like to wish a special happy birthday this evening to the one and only Kathy Morris. Kathy, happy birthday from your Tom Sox.
Some information on Balducci from the University of Richmond website. 6'1", 175 pounds. He's a rising junior out of Mechanicsville, Virginia. Went to Hanover High School, so didn't have to go far to play his college ball nor his summer league ball. 23 appearances in his freshman campaign in 2018. Richmond, a team that comes to Charlottesville quite often.
For multiple sports, too.
Yeah. They're a regular football opponent for the Cavaliers at Scott Stadium.
Yeah, a couple of the Tom Sox interns this year during the 2019 season have faced Richmond on the gridiron. But it's good. The Tom Sox intern staff always has student athletes from UVA and around the area. It's definitely a really cool mix.
A lot fewer colleges and universities represented this year, I noticed.
That's very true.
The great Zach Hamilton of George Mason University, always bigger and better things. He was
and Julia
a
from
Julia
Stumbaugh from William and Mary, moving on to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
The Arizona Republic. What an accomplishment there. I went to a Diamondbacks game earlier this season. That is an awesome park. That's a park you've got to get to.
And a cool first job out of college, for sure.
If you're any kind of baseball fan.
I mean,
they do piñatas at the games.
I mean, what a drastic move from Williamsburg to Arizona.
See a lot more cacti and a lot fewer trees.
Yes.
So with the runner on first, and one run already home, Antonio Balducci comes in to face Jalen DeShazer here in the top of the fifth. Sidearm delivery, lefty, and he misses low and outside. Ball one.
We'll see how long it takes for Balducci to get acclimated here. Unlike Rapini, he has had some action with the Tom Sox, so it's not a completely new environment for him.
Nobody out. Woodstock ahead 5-3, and the 1-0 misses high.
Tom Sox working with no outs right now, down 5-3. As we stand here in the top of the fifth. Luckily for them, no one on base, so a wild pitch would not do much damage right here.
One guy on first.
I think, right? Yeah, guy on first.
After the walk, and 3-0.
And all of a sudden, it looks like we might have another one.
That one misses high. Tom Sox bullpen quiet for the moment with the new pitcher in. Woodstock has action in their bullpen. The 3-0, green light, and this one is a mile high in the air, center field. Kamen Richardson coming over to the right, and he gloves it for the first out.
And definitely a tough ball for Richardson to see there. Clouds and the night sky setting in here in Charlottesville. Stadium lights on, but there's a big difference as you get towards the warning track and the wall. It's a lot darker than it is towards the infield.
Interesting dichotomy there. Charlottesville, when they get to 3-0, has mostly taken pitches. DeShazer there swinging on a 3-0 count, and maybe he wants it back.
Definitely weird choice by Charlottesville, too, down in this game, to not be swinging at those balls.
Up next, it's Connor Hood, the second baseman. His third time at the plate, first time facing Balducci. Balducci misses outside. Runner on first, one away.
Balducci still trying to get in a rhythm here at Sevo Weekly Ballpark. His first time playing here.
Sidearm delivery floats in there for a strike.
That sidearm delivery, it's tough to read because it's not just going to be straight down the line. It's going to come in with a little curve, come in at a different angle. So Tom Sox really throwing many different pitching styles at this River Bandits team.
Balducci with the high socks from the stretch, and he steams it over the inside corner, strike two. It almost looks like he's throwing a frisbee when he pitches.
He does.
Or almost like Brett Favre on the run. The 1-2 pitch. That one is swung on and missed. The batter cannot advance. He cannot advance to first. He's out, but the runner goes down to second as the pitch, the swing and miss was bobbled. So the out recorded, but the runner moves down to second. So think of it like a sacrifice bunt.
And the trade-off there for the Tom Sox. Runner advances into scoring position at second, but they get that second out. However, we have seen how well the River Bandits perform when they're down 2 outs in the inning.
And here comes Mike Morale, who had a 2-run double last inning. 2 away. Tom Sox down by 2 runs, and the first pitch fouled back by Morale. That one probably got my car. You're next.
Just slowly moving down the chain.
Crowd has remained pretty steady throughout. You know, this is Tom Sox games. A lot of times it's a come and go affair. People will come for a few innings, move on, then come to the next game for a few innings. But this game,
been a pretty steady crowd.
Yeah,
beautiful night here in Charlottesville.
People have stayed put. That one fouled back as well, so 0-2 now. Tom Sox looking to get out of the inning with no damage done. And that 0-2 right down the middle.
Balducci off to a hot start.
Called third strike, and the Tom Sox escape the top of the 5th with no further damage. They trail 5-3 as we head to the bottom of the inning. We'll be right back. This is the Valley Baseball League Network. Welcome back to CVO Weekly Ballpark here at Charlottesville High School. The Tom Sox trailing 5-3 to the Woodstock River Bandits, coming to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. And they will be led off by Chase Sanguinetti, first baseman. Luke, Ned Carney, Crawford Humphreys here with you on this Thursday evening here in the Valley Baseball League. A full slate of action on the schedule tonight.
Yeah, plenty of action around the Valley Baseball League. Besides the game here at CVO Weekly tonight, the Winchester Royals growing their lead on the Harrisonburg Turks. It's 9-4 in the top of the 7th. In the bottom of the 6th, the Front Royal Cardinals remain on top. The Braves remain on top, 6-2 over the Front Royal Cardinals. Over in the bottom of the 7th, the Strasburg Express and the Covington Lumberjacks still tied at 1, as it has been for most of that game. And in the bottom of the 5th, the Waynesboro Generals continue to gain their lead on the Newmarket Rebels, 9-1. Tom Sox coming off of pretty stout pitching performance from Antonio Balducci.
Generals will be in town tomorrow, 7 o'clock first pitch here at CVO Weekly Ballpark.
Of course, plenty of commentary from the Tom Sox faithful as they look to come back from this 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th.
Sanguinetti takes a strike from Nick Olesa, the Virginia Tech Hokie, facing the Florida State Seminole in an ACC battle. As Sanguinetti gets a piece of that one, grounds it foul toward the on-deck circle. It's 0-2 quickly. Tom Sox scored 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. Somebody has scored at least 1 run every inning since the top of the 3rd. As Sanguinetti nearly hit him.
Yeah, looked like he had to weave through that one. Might have gone through his legs.
Looked back at the umpire to see if the umpire
was going to call any contact
to him, but it is a 1-2 count. The 1-2 on the ground to first, coming over and scooping it up is Aiden Nagel, and the throw over to the pitcher covering gets away. So running down to second base with a leadoff 2-base error is Chase Sanguinetti.
Sanguinetti getting lucky there, and Tom Sox getting some luck too. Sometimes it's what you need to come back in a game like this, down 5-3. Still plenty of time left in this game, though. Tom Sox seem to have been getting the benefit of some mishaps from the River Bandits and some lucky bounces in the infield. Not too many hits going deep today.
Gregory Ryan, the shortstop, up now for the Tom Sox. Runner on second with nobody out. We're in this 5-3 ball game.
Another ball that gets close to hitting the batter there. Ryan having to lean back on that one.
One and 0 as the train rolls by. And a curveball there, missing high.
Ryan almost got his head taken off there, had to duck down to avoid that one. So 2 pitches that he's had to move around to get rid of.
The 2-0 paints the outside corner for a strike, 2-1.
River Bandits finally put a strike on the board.
Waiting on deck for the Tom Sox is Matt Cooper. As the 2-1 just misses outside. Now a 3-1 count.
Chance to put runners on first and second for the Tom Sox with no outs. Bottom of the 5th.
From the stretch, the look back to second. The kick, the delivery. That one is in the air to right, curving toward the foul line, and it's going to bend into foul territory.
Over the fence, just not on the right side of the foul line there. I was hoping we might have gotten a foul ball while the train was rolling by. Hoping to hear some contact there.
So the count runs full here on the Tom Sox shortstop out of the University of Pittsburgh. Here's the delivery, and that one is shot down the right field line, and it gets down and is foul.
2 of those for the Tom Sox
even closer
today.
than the last one.
It was. 2 of those for the Tom Sox today. Credit to the Tom Sox players for hustling through home plate regardless.
Well, that's one of the things the first base coach I know yells, even when it's like the most routine play. He yells 90, 90, 90, which means 90 feet, get down to first, even if they're going to throw you out.
And it was Dan Harwood, too, that had that hustle play earlier. Just ran it all the way out to first and got lucky with a drop ball. Ended up getting a hit out of it.
Here comes the 3-2 with a runner on third. And that one just misses for ball 4. So now Woodstock's turn to give the umpire a glance, and
runners on the corners now for the Tom Sox.
Go out. Matt Cooper up to the plate. He's hit the ball well tonight. (5-3) Woodstock in front, bottom of the 5th, but Charlottesville with a 2 men on. Nobody away. The first pitch misses low from Nick Halesa.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, Cooper having a solid night. He's only 2 for 10 on the season with no home runs and no RBIs, but he's been contributing tonight for the Tom Sox. Tiger out of Clemson University.
From the stretch, delivery almost hit him.
And it looks like we're seeing some action in the Woodstock bullpen. From our angle, of course, it's tough to see numbers, and their jerseys make it even harder as the lights have come on here at Seva Weekly Ballpark.
The 2-0. That one fouled back.
That might have been the one that dinged my car. That might have been it. Of course, one thing that makes it tough for recognizing the Woodstock players in the bullpen is, as you noted earlier at the beginning of the game, the numbers are only on the backs of their jerseys, and they've got River Bandits in script on the front.
Runner goes from first. They're not even going to throw. Pitch misses high, so it's now 3-1. What a jump Ryan had there. And I think all the way, Woodstock wasn't even going to throw.
That's Ryan's second stolen base of the season.
Tom Sox looking to cut into this lead or get even. 2 runners in scoring position. Alessa leans in. Comes set. The kick, the 3-1. That one's in there for a strike.
Now loaded count here for the Tom Sox. Woodstock still needs an out on the board.
Full count. Here's a 3-2. And that one misses just high.
And just like that, bases are loaded for the Tom Sox with no outs in the bottom of the 5th.
Substitution now, pinch hitter for the Tom Sox. It's Jacob Selden out of Randolph-Macon. He's going to bat for the catcher, Sotrace.
One of the best batting averages for the Tom Sox this season. Of course, he's only had 4 at-bats, batting .750 right now. 3 runs off of 3 hits, 6 walks, 2 RBIs.
Batting from the left side, takes a strike. So Gabe Sotrace's night is over. He's had to work hard behind the plate.
He has. Definitely gotten his fair workout tonight.
Bases loaded, nobody out. And the 0-1 pitch also over for a strike. As Selden calls time, down 0-2. Woodstock with the infield at double play depth, willing to concede 1 run to get the 2 outs. Here's the 0-2, and that one way out of the strike zone.
Alessa really taking his time on the mound, not really racing to get any pitches.
One, 2 on the way. And it's a curveball and misses high.
Had a good look to it, just a little bit above the strike zone. Selden remains alive.
Two-two pitch. Didn't miss by much, but it missed by enough. I think Woodstock bench thought that one was going to be a strike, including some of us in the press box thought it was a strike too.
Tom Sox faithful thought the same.
Now the count full, bases full, nobody out. Pinch hitter Jacob Selden with an opportunity. There it is, and it is outside. So the 3rd straight run for the Tom Sox coming via the bases loaded walk or hit by pitch.
Tom Sox really cutting down on this lead. As I said earlier, the most unorthodox way they could do this. Bats haven't really been going tonight for the Tom Sox as they have the past couple games. Things cooling off a little, but bases loaded, no outs, bottom of the 5th inning, plenty of time for the Tom Sox to not only cut the deficit, but take the lead.
Now 5-4. Still nobody out. Bases loaded in the top of the order coming up. Ramon Garza. Fourth trip to the plate, and he pops this one way up in the air. It's going to get into foul territory toward the Tom Sox dugout. Pitcher and first baseman coming toward it, and it is Aiden Nagel who will glove it right in front of Corey Hunt.
And the River Bandits getting out there without drawing any blood.
So one away after the pop out, and it'll be Cayman Richardson coming to the plate. So Selden at first, Cooper at second, Ryan at third. And at the plate, Cayman Richardson with the Tom Sox down 5-4. Bottom of the fifth here, 1-run game. Slider misses outside. Richardson 0 for 2 on the evening. Officially has a walk, and he misses. Second pitch misses high, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0, and that one also high. I would be very surprised to see the bat leave the shoulder of Cayman Richardson.
Exactly. It's been the Tom Sox game plan this whole game. They haven't been swinging it much, even when odds are in their favor.
There's a 3-0. It's outside. Catcher tries to frame it unsuccessfully, and just like that, we're tied.
We are all tied up here in Charlottesville, bottom of the fifth inning, 5-5.
Tom Sox have not had a run driven in by a hit for their last 4 runs.
Not
and
every
now
day you
it's
see
Dan
that.
Harwood coming to the plate.
Harwood using Anthony Lazar's famous walk-up song from last season. Always gets the energy going in front of us with the Tom Sox fan club.
First pitch taking, and Harwood looks at a strike over the outside corner.
River Bandits desperately need something to go their way here on defense. 1 out to their name in the bottom of the fifth.
Harwood drove in a run last time, a bit unconventionally. He got hit in the back with the bases loaded. Bases loaded again for Harwood this time, and that one misses.
I'm just waiting for someone to get hot here, whether it's Harwood, Cayman Richardson. Once the bats get hot, the Tom Sox are tough to stop.
Golden opportunity for the Tom Sox to get their first lead of the game here. They've tied it up on a couple of walks. Harwood with a 1-1 count, 1 away here in the bottom of the fifth. He fouls that one back between the legs of the umpire, 1-2.
Definitely caught a lot of the fans in front of us off guard as that ball rockets straight back into the fence.
Harwood waves the bat a couple times, awaits the 1-2, and it misses outside. Two-two count. 5-5 ball game. From the windup, the delivery, Harwood fouls it off over toward the school building.
That's definitely one of those foul balls that makes you hold your breath a little as it gets close to the park cars. But as you said, you know, once you're tenured with the Tom Sox, you know where to park.
We'll do the 2-2 pitch again. That's outside, so the count runs full. What's become a recurring theme tonight.
For the River Bandits, it's deja vu all over again.
Fourth full count this inning alone. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good bounce back there by Halesa.
And the first time a full count hasn't gone the Tom Sox way in a long time. River Bandits put their second out on the board.
So now it'll be up to Kevin Madden to keep things going. Cleanup man.
The Virginia Tech Hokie once again up against his teammate on the mound.
And it looks like Halesa's night might be over.
Looks like I spoke too soon on that one.
As the Hokie. We are not going to have a second Hokie on Hokie matchup. We are going to have a pitching change.
32, new pitcher, 32.
New pitcher for the River Bandits. We don't have him on our roster. It's number 32, but
might be a newcomer too.
one of the early, one of those early season things here in the Valley League. You don't always get everybody on the roster. We'll use this pitching change to once again thank Sheets for their generous support of streaming here on the Valley Baseball League Network.
Our dedicated stats crew here in the booth at Seaville Weekly Ballpark has informed us it is 13 full counts this game. We don't know what the record is for the Tom Sox. We'll have to consult, of course, David Argo one more time, who knows everything. I mean, you know, ask that kid any question about the Tom Sox. He will know the answer. 13 full counts in today's game. How many did we say in that last half inning?
4.
4.
So it'll be Kevin Madden coming to the plate. And if you find your closest Sheets store and add to your My Sheets card, you can get rewards every time you go to Sheets.
I'm sure plenty of the guys on this Tom Sox roster will have one of those by the end of the summer. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I have one by the end of the summer. Let's be real.
You can get mobile offers. You can view nutritional details.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine why you need to look at the nutrition facts on anything from Sheets.
Actually, it's a late night snack. Nutrition facts just do not apply at that point. Once you make it past 10, the nutritional value just does not matter. Definitely a rule to go by. I'm surprised Sheets hasn't naturally changed their logo to it's not a road trip for the Tom Sox without a Sheets run. Definitely a fan favorite here in Charlottesville. Sheets also added a very unconventional location on the corner EVA. Not like a gas station or anything. It's just kind of there. More just a convenience store for the students.
Breaking a long-standing tradition of not having chains on the corner. Qdoba was there.
That's true.
For a while, but
and Insomnia Cookies is now there too. They're kind of adding. They're diversifying a little bit.
I'd like to also thank Subway for their support of live streams. 39 stores in the Shenandoah Valley, so all over the place.
Grabbed a little Subway before I came over to the ballpark today.
I'm a big fan.
It's definitely for announcing. It's a great pre-announcing meal.
I never bring it into the press box, but I'm a big fan of the tuna salad.
Yeah, that's not the sandwich you want to bring into the press box, especially when the windows are closed.
Still working on bringing you the name of the pitcher for Woodstock.
New pitcher's number 32, Gage Schaffer.
Gage Schaffer, we've just been informed by the great David Argo.
Actually, getting our information from the umpire here in today's game.
It's good to have insiders. If the umpire can't tell you, then
it's good to have insiders. Another tall pitcher in the game. This guy's definitely adding some size to that defensive lineup for the River Bandits.
Was he in Point Street?
No. I didn't see him. We didn't see him. Or should we check?
It wasn't on the Point Street website, so.
So there's no idea.
As the infield begins to get set for the River Bandits. And Kevin Madden up to bat. I'm sure he's a little disappointed that he won't have another chance at earning some bragging rights against his teammate.
Madden walked last time at the plate. Drove in a run, of course, because that's how the Tom Sox have been getting their production.
That's the Tom Sox way of doing things tonight. Hopefully it's not that way for the rest of the season. One can only hope, but...
So it'll be Kevin Madden, who walked against his Virginia Tech teammate. Now facing Gage Schaefer. And Schaefer's first pitch bounces in the dirt for ball 1.
Another update from one of our stat heads here in the press box. We need 10 more full counts to break the record for the Tom Sox. And we're only in the bottom of the 5th inning, so there's plenty of time.
Madden waves the bat a couple times.
Plenty of records already being broken tonight here at Seville Weekly Ballpark. Ramon Garza becoming the most walked player in the Valley League tonight. He's been walked 10 times this season.
From the windup, right-handed delivery from Schaffer. That one also in the dirt. Trying a little bit too hard right now. Umpire gives him a new baseball. And for some reason, he needs to talk to his catcher.
Definitely a very unorthodox conference at home plate instead of on the pitching.
Yeah, usually it's the catcher who walks out to the mound. This time it was
Madden was trying to listen in a little bit,
who came to the plate.
Madden tried to pull a little Patriots action and listen in on that, get some signs.
So a 2-0 count, bases loaded, 2 outs, tie ball game here. 5-5. Tom Sox have plated 2 runs this inning. As Madden unable to hold up at that one. It was out of the strike zone, but it's strike 1. Went around just far enough. The 2-1. That one is laced into right center. That's going to get down, and it will score at least 1 run. Here comes now 2 to the plate. They're going to hold the runner at third, and Madden trots into second. So the Tom Sox take the lead on a 2-out, 2-run double by Kevin Madden.
Somehow, some way, they fought back and took the lead 7-5 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's crazy. They went from walking guys to score runs, and then finally their first big hit to the outfield. So Madden brings some hokey magic to Charlottesville, putting the Tom Sox on top.
Exit light, enter night. And the Tom Sox have their first lead of the game. 7-5, looking to keep it going. Is Jacob Talley, and he takes a strike at the letters.
For those of you tuning into the Tom Sox instead of the Stanley Cup Final, the Blues on top of the Bruins 1-0. Series tied 2-2. Game 5. Of course, with the way the finals is looking, it's going to be a week between each game.
Yeah.
The way the NBA runs it.
The 0-1, and that is grounded to second base. Long run over for Hood. Makes a swirling dervish move over to first for the out. And a nice-looking play there to end the inning, but not before the Tom Sox put 4 runs on the board and grab their first lead of the game, 7-5. We'll be right back with the 6th inning here on the Valley Baseball League Network.
So at Sheets, we really exist to make people's lives easier every day. In this moment, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to connect with some of our lucky fans to help make their dreams come true. How are you? I'm Ryan Sheets. Here's a brand new truck for you, man. A once-in-a-lifetime dream vacation to Turks and Caicos. Have you ever been there?
No, I've never been anywhere.
A check for $25,000.
This is a testament to why everybody should be a Sheets freak.
Back here at Seville Weekly Ballpark, a rejuvenated Tom Sox team with a 7-5 lead following a 4-run bottom of the 5th. Kevin Madden delivering the big blow with a 2-run double to right center field. And now it'll be Antonio Balducci out of the University of Richmond to look and keep the Woodstock River Bandits at bay.
And he's been solid on the mound so far since coming into the game. able to get the Tom Sox out of a tough situation last inning.
It'll be Jacob Jablonski, the 9-hole hitter, to lead off for Woodstock. Then they'll turn the lineup over. Action in the Tom Sox bullpen right now, too. Another lefty up will get you his identity very soon.
Much easier to recognize the guys in the Tom Sox bullpen, having numbers on the front and the back of their jerseys.
Balducci misses with the first pitch.
Unlike a certain visiting team today.
The 1-0 over for a strike, and I'll tell you the hardest time I've ever had with numbers was a Louisa County High School football game where the Lions were wearing gray jerseys with their dark green numbers, and it was just, forget about it.
Yeah. You can't win in that situation.
Here's the 1-1 to Jablonski, back behind the press box, foul, so 1-2. Jablonski out of Arkansas State. Waits for the pitch, and he just lays off of it. By the way, Jacob Selden stays in the game for the Tom Sox at catcher.
Yeah, Sochos deserves a rest after his performance. Moving all over that batter's box.
Another foul ball to the backstop. You brought up the Stanley Cup earlier. He looked more like a goalie.
He did. All over the place. Trying to prevent that ball from going to the backstop. Of course, a couple went back there and helped to put 5 runs on the board for the Woodstock River Bandits.
Here's the 2-2 on the ground to third. Picked up and over to first, Kevin Madden. To Chase Sanguinetti, and there's 1 out.
Madden with another great infield play. A little stress-free out for the Tom Sox, and that's 1 on the board early.
Top of the order now coming up for the Woodstock River Bandits, Tomas Sanchez. With his team down 7-5 here in the top of the 6th. Nobody on base, 1 away. Normal positioning for both the infield and the outfield. And night has completely fallen here at Ziva Weekly Ballpark. First pitch missing high, ball 1. And Sam Crawford in the bullpen for the Tom Sox. We just got word. 1-0 misses high. Getting to see a lot of Tom Sox pitchers tonight.
Yeah, it's something that we've seen Corey Hunt do the past couple games for sure. Just trying to get good view of his pitching lineup, what he's working with this season. Balducci looking to get back into that rhythm he had last inning. He's done a good job so far.
The 2-0 misses low, 3-0.
Of course, Selden having a much easier time behind the plate than Sochos did so far. Had a much easier night. Balducci showing a lot more control.
The 3-0 misses outside, ball 4, and the River Bandits have a man on with 1 out in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Cody Warner, who has a 2-run home run already.
I was about to say, he's the guy that you would rather put on base with a walk rather than Sanchez.
And he walked his last time at the plate, so we'll see what the lefty can do this time.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how a lefty will fare against Balducci's sidearm style. Balducci, a left-hander as well. We've seen many different pitching styles from the Tom Sox tonight. Right-handers, left-handers, sidearm.
First pitch swinging, and that one is fouled out to left field, or out of play.
That one going deep, almost hit the light post. That one made it almost to the CHS school building. Taking a bounce off the pavement.
Tough to see the ball when you're a lefty facing a lefty sidearm. It almost looks like it's coming at you.
Exactly.
The 0-1 just misses low. 1-1.
A lot of 50-50 calls for the umpire behind the plate today. Again, the Tom Sox chasing history, needing 10 more full counts to break a record.
Is that between the two teams? Between when each team is batting?
Combined.
Yeah. So not just on Tom Sox batters. But that would be really something. Here's the 1-1. That one's over for a strike.
Looks like field official just gave the Woodstock River Bandits bench a warning. Don't know if we'll ever get an official word on that.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pulled the string on the off-speed pitch.
Big time pitch there for Balducci. I'm sure the lefty against a lefty sidearm pitcher matchup had something to do with that strikeout there, but
finally,
great work on the mound by Balducci.
Finally, a Tom Sox pitcher figures out Cody Warner. And that'll bring
it only took 6 innings. But
that'll bring up Aiden Nagel, the first baseman. Also a dangerous hitter, also a lefty, so good part of the order for Balducci to be facing. With 2 away, runner on first, left-handed batter at the plate. And a slider dips in there for a strike. Balducci ahead in the count.
Looking for his second straight strikeout. What a confidence booster that would be, too, to end the inning on 2 of those. That's right over the plate, and we'll see what they call it.
Misses inside.
Wow.
I think it crossed the plate inside, landed in the catcher's mitt over the plate, but it's where it crosses the front part of the plate.
Sam Crawford warming up in the Tom Sox bullpen.
1-1 delivery, high kick.
Another ACC guy on this Tom Sox roster coming from Georgia Tech.
That one over for a strike. Balducci looking to get out of the inning. Georgia Tech's season just ended in heartbreaking fashion to Auburn in that Atlanta regional.
They had a heck of a run in the ACC this year. A lot of teams you wouldn't expect to win the ACC for baseball ended up doing a good job this year.
Another off-speed pitch, another swinging strikeout, and a strong performance in the 6th inning from Antonio Balducci. 7-5, Tom Sox ahead. They'll come to bat for the bottom of the 6th when we return here on the Valley Baseball League Network. Back at Seville Weekly Ballpark for the bottom of the 6th between Charlottesville Tom Sox and the Woodstock River Bandits. Tom Sox with a 7-5 lead coming in their half of the 6th. And, well, it's the second home game of the season for the Tom Sox. And some familiar faces, some new faces in the press box, but also some familiar faces in the press box. We got PA announcer Jeff Harrington, who's the longtime voice of Seville Weekly Ballpark. Music guy Mark Noble is
hitting the YMCA
in the house tonight.
Hitting the YMCA
Mark
dance.
Noble just got a job with the Richmond Flying Squirrels.
Great to see him moving on up in the
baseball
world.
Going from the Valley League to Double-A. So he's training his replacement tonight. And, of course, the one, the only, Russ Beiswanger, the point streak magician.
The point streak magician.
As well.
Drew Goodman popping in and out as well. Just delivered a couple waters for us here in the press box.
I mean, and I'll be honest, if it wasn't for point streak, I wouldn't have nearly the knowledge that I do about
exactly.
Tom Sox
It truly is a game changer, not just for the people at home, but for the broadcasters across the Valley League.
Leading off for the Tom Sox is Walker Mwale. He is pinch hitting, entering the game for Sanguinelli. So he will ostensibly replace Sanguinelli at first base. And breaking news, by the way, from Major League Baseball, unofficially to me, but I just got word that the Braves signed Dallas Keuchel.
Wow. That was a steal because they were in a bidding war with the Yankees there, and the Yankees, of course, have millions of dollars to unload on any person they want. And also some more breaking news in the Valley League. The Winchester Royals just beat the Harrisonburg Turks 9-4. Also across the Valley League. Bottom of the 9th, Strasburg Express and the Covington Lumberjacks still tied at 1. Braves on top of the Cardinals 6-5, and the Generals handily beating the Rebels 11-3.
The 0-2 swinging bunt by Mwale, and the big guy legs it out. Beats the throw by a step. And
very reminiscent of that bunt that has the baseball world divided right now.
Schaefer had to run off the mound to get it, and it was just, well, you don't have to hit it hard, you have to hit it where they ain't.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier with the Yankees affiliate breaking up a perfect game in the top of the 9th with a bunt. We'll have to debate. We'll just have to have an episode of On Deck with the Tom Sox where we just debate if that's clean or not, if a hot dog's a sandwich. We got plenty of stuff.
I think we're going to have just a debate segment each show.
Just ends in a shouting match at the end.
That'll be Gregory Ryan coming up for Charlottesville. The shortstop from Pitt. 1 for 2 on the evening.
We're big fans of having fun here in Charlottesville. Just take a look at Hunter Gregory's antics from last year with the Cotton Eye Joe dance, and that really says it all. Can't wait to see if someone takes that position this year.
So Wally at first. Ryan with a 2-0 count now after the 1-0's in the dirt.
Of course, we can't forget the rubber chickens that made their way into the dugout last year too. The rally chickens.
So with a new year and new players, it just comes new.
New
You never knew what you were gonna get.
Some new antics.
2-0 pitch to Ryan inside for ball 3. Again, I'd be very surprised to see Ryan with the green light.
Yes.
Nobody out, runner on first.
Very conservative at the plate today for the Tom Sox.
Cooper on deck, and he'll have to wait at least one more pitch as Schaefer steams it in there for a strike. The 3-1 from the stretch. Back up the middle, this could be 2. Fielded, stepping on second base is Jablonski onto first. Turn it over, it's a double play.
Wow.
And just like that, 2 away.
First one of this game. It's very rare that you see those in the Valley League too, but a great heads-up play there by the River Bandits. They get too easy. Take the Tom Sox off bases.
That'll clear the bases for Matthew Cooper, the Clemson Tiger left fielder. Tigers, of course, as mentioned before, going 1-2 in the Oxford Regional at the University of Mississippi. As Cooper takes a strike over the inside corner. 0-1. Waiting on deck is catcher Jacob Selden, who slid into that 9-hole in place of Gabe Sotrace.
Of course, we were talking about the many returning faces here in the press box. One guy who is in the press box has been a staple for the Tom Sox, Joby Giacoloni. The man sometimes behind Louis Cosmo.
The man behind all the promotions
all
that
the promotions.
You will see at.
Been a mascot for many pro teams, Colorado Rockies, Denver Nuggets.
Weekly.
Got a long history for sure. Very interesting backstory.
I think there's a mascot night promotion where just all the costumes just come out.
We even got Thomas Jefferson from the Nationals a couple years ago.
It's the 2-1 over the inside corner again to Cooper. So 2's wild on the scoreboard. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Tom Sox with a 2-run lead.
And the Tom Sox faithful in front of us have quieted down a little bit now. There's a lead for the Tom Sox.
Here's the 2-2 from Schaefer. It bounces. And ball 3.
That's another full count for those keeping track at home.
Or in the press box.
Or in the press box.
River Bandits looking to get out of the inning with the bases clear for once.
That double play really changing things for them. Changing the dynamic of this inning.
Selden on deck. If it got that far, Ramon Garza would be after him. Payoff pitch, and that one is rocketed foul in the Tom Sox bullpen, and a couple guys had to roll out of the way of that one.
That fence has saved the River Bandits twice and now saved the Tom Sox.
Well, that one was to the bullpen where there's really no protection. So we'll do it again. Payoff pitch, low and away for ball 4, and the inning stays alive for Charlottesville as Selden will come to the plate.
Seems that the roles have almost flipped from the beginning of the game, where it was the River Bandits capitalizing off of that 2-out hole, and now all of a sudden the Tom Sox are the ones showing life when things aren't looking too good on the scoreboard.
Selden out of Randolph-Macon, a school that's been very good to the Tom Sox over the years.
They have been. Selden taking over for Sotrace after, well, a tough night behind the plate for him.
First pitch misses low. Now from the stretch, Schaffer. And that's a pass ball. Gets by Morale, and Tom Sox have a guy in scoring position now with 2 away.
Yeah, it seems that the tables have completely turned at this point. Now it's Tom Sox guys advancing off of wild pitches and making things happen with 2 outs.
Selden batting from the left side. The 2-0 bounce to short. Backhanded play made by Jablowski. Throw pulls the first baseman off the bag, but he gets his foot back down just in time to record the out. Tom Sox coaching staff not thrilled with that call, but they'll have to live with it as they are unable to push any runs across here in the bottom of the sixth. Excuse me. We'll head to the 7th right after this on the Valley Baseball League Network. 7-5, Charlottesville Tom Sox ahead here as we enter the top of the 7th. Seville Weekly Ballpark with the Woodstock River Bandits coming up to bat. Walker Mwale remains in the game for the Tom Sox after pinch hitting for Chase Sanguinetti at first base.
And Antonio Balducci back on the mound for the 7th inning here.
Balducci with that frisbee-like left-handed delivery. And again, if you missed it last inning, some breaking news from Major League Baseball. The Atlanta Braves grabbing free agent left-handed pitcher, right-handed pitcher, lefty, sorry, he is a lefty, Dallas Keuchel, who had been off of a roster for 2 months.
I'm sure he's happy about that move, too, because now he doesn't have to shave his beard. If he had joined the Yankees, he would have had to shave all the facial hair.
The worst to me was when Sal Fasano signed with the Yankees and had to get rid of the Fu Manchu. Balducci comes set, misses way high and outside with the first pitch.
Balducci's just waiting for another left-handed batter in this River Bandits lineup.
The 1-0 belted out to center field. Richardson, however, ranging over to his right. He makes the catch, and 3 up, 3 down for Woodstock here in the top of the 7th. It's time to stretch at Seville Weekly Ballpark. We'll be right back. Charlottesville with a 7-0 lead here on the Valley Baseball League Network. Welcome back, Seville Weekly Ballpark here at historic Charlottesville High School. Tom Sox with a 7-5 lead over Woodstock here in the bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher again for the River Bandits, and this time it really will be Hunter Hoops out of UNC Asheville.
Yeah, we finally see. We might be just psychics at this point, just predicting the pitchers before they happen.
Hoops replaces.
I think that's more credit to us than it is Aaron.
Replaces what was Halessa. Pitched a couple of innings in relief. And then Jonathan Schaffer, who just pitched the last inning for Woodstock, and now it will be Hunter Hoops. Hoops was actually one of the guys during infield practice for the River Bandits hitting infield. So
really?
Kind of a, depending on how many coaches, Charlottesville I think has more coaches than most of these Valley League teams, but players sometimes have to get down and dirty.
That's the beauty of Summer League. These guys clean up the field after the game. They have to, do everything basically on their own without a full coaching staff like they do with their normal college team. And Tom Sox are lucky to have a full staff, pitching coaches, assistant coaches, a great manager in Corey Hunt. But on top of that, they've got couple trainers, but then they are cleaning up the fields themselves. Some games they're driving themselves, especially the short trips like Waynesboro.
Stanton, no bus exactly. For that. They're free to yell as much as they want, I guess.
Yeah, you can yell in your own personal car, just not on the bus. If you yell on the bus, I mean, I don't even know what to say. You'll need some help.
Should try to predict the game that Corey Hunt is going to pick to watch Dumb and Dumber on.
I've never seen it have any more entertaining bus ride than watching him and Jim Darren, who is the one of the head trainers for the Tom Sox team, watch Dumb and Dumber together. I think that their reactions were more entertaining than the movie itself.
Top of the order coming up now for the Tom Sox. Ramon Garza leading things off, and he fouls the first pitch back to the screen.
Without that screen, that would have been right in the press box.
Did you see that baseball announcer from a few weeks ago who caught a pitch, or caught a foul ball as he was live?
I did not.
Oh, you got to check it out.
I've seen dads catch foul balls holding babies and people catching a cup of beer, but I've never seen someone on air catch a ball.
Yeah, and he was he let his listeners know about it too. Another foul ball for Garza, and it's 0-2. Action in the Tom Sox bullpen. Brian Owens, number 17. And a beautiful curveball from Hunter Hoops freezes Garza and strikes him out looking wow.
Owens comes from another one of those small Virginia schools we were talking about earlier, Christopher Newport University.
I'll bring up Cayman Richards, and that might be the prettiest pitch I've seen in Valley League history. Wow.
Beautiful. Got to give him some credit where credit's due.
The classic knee buckler. Here's Cayman Richardson. That continues a tough night for Garza, by the way. And Richardson, crowding the plate a little bit, takes the first pitch inside. The 1-0 misses high. Hoops kicks, delivers the 2-0. Blazes it right by Richardson. Came in unable to catch up.
Richardson took a hack at that ball. He swung out of his shoes on that one.
Tom Sox ahead 7-5, 1 out, nobody on base, and 3-1 now on Cayman Richardson as that one misses high.
Richardson's had a tough night, a couple pop-ups. Not the night he's been hoping for after his hot start to the season.
The 3-1. That one in the air to left center field. Reasonably deep, but playable for Sanchez, and he makes the grab for out number 2.
And Richardson, of course, a little upset after that one. His third pop fly of the night.
Now bring up Dan Harwood.
Harwood, another one of the big hitters on this Tom Sox team. Definitely worth watching out for.
Batting from the left side of the plate, facing the right-handed Hunter Hoops. First pitch misses high. The 1-0 misses high and outside. Tom Sox will take on the Waynesboro Generals tomorrow night, right back here at Sevo Weekly Ballpark.
Final game of this 3-game home stretch for the Tom Sox before they hit the road again. Means one more sheet stop, though, so that's a plus.
2-0 just over the outside corner for a strike. Tom Sox will be back home after that on Monday.
And I'm sure these guys are itching to play another game of Mafia in the back of the bus during a long bus ride. It's become a staple of this team.
The 2-1 way outside, 3-1. Now with 2 away, Tom Sox looking for a base runner.
Starting to see some heat lightning in the sky here at Sevo Weekly Ballpark.
I thought we were going to get some inclement weather tonight, but turned out to be a beautiful night for baseball. And a decent crowd here tonight for the Tom Sox as ball 4 low, and Harwood trots down to first base, something he's done a lot of tonight.
He has. He has been walked many times tonight. Don't know if we have an exact number.
He's also been hit by a pitch.
He has.
And now Kevin Madden, who had the tie-breaking 2-run double, steps up to the plate. His double also came with 2 outs.
And one of the few deep balls that the Tom Sox have had today. Most of their runs or hits in general have come in the infield, and mostly off of errors or just, missed grabs.
Madden waves the bat a couple times, takes a ball low.
Hoops coming into this game with a 3.37 ERA. He's pitched 2.2 innings so far.
That one fisted out, loop to center field. Will it get down? No, it will not, as a nice play made by Connor Hood coming out to make the catch for the 3rd out. Tom Sox get a runner on base, but they can't move him at all as we end the 7th inning with Charlottesville ahead 7-5. Back with the 8th right after this on the Valley Baseball League Network. Charlottesville 7, Woodstock 5 here in the 8th inning at Steveville Weekly Ballpark. Luke Nat, Carney, Crawford, Humphreys here with you. And we are joined for the first time on the mound by Brian Owens of the Tom Sox.
Yep, yet another arm coming into the game for the Tom Sox from another small school in Virginia, Christopher Newport University.
Owens, a lefty, so 3 out of the 4 guys who have gone tonight for Charlottesville have been left-handed pitchers, and he has pitched 3.1 innings thus far.
6 strikeouts and 1 walk so far. So
he's guy, it seems.
He's had some tenure compared to the other pitchers we've seen, like Balducci, and even Rapini coming in for his first time on the mound for the Tom Sox from Towson.
And you're expressing your disappointment that he has a very easy to pronounce last name.
Yes, big fan of Balducci. Definitely getting our fair share of Virginia today, though. University of Richmond, now Christopher Newport.
Always interesting to see how somebody from, say, California will end up here, or end up, not necessarily in Charlottesville, but in the Valley League. You know,
exactly.
Who calls who to make?
Who
hey, I've got this.
Outfit?
There's this league 3,000 miles away that if you play in it for a summer, it's really cool to see guys from all over the country, not just
and
our
I'm sure
area.
having guys like Pat McGall and Zach Jing just get drafted, I'm sure that helps out a lot.
Leading off now for the River Bandits in the bottom of the 8th. Is Connor Hood, the second baseman who made that last play, and he takes a strike to start.
Hood from Seton Hall. Definitely one of those schools where you could ask, how do you end up in Central Virginia from Seton Hall?
Can't catch up to that one, and he swings and misses, strike 2.
Owens coming out with some heat to start his time on the mound tonight for the Tom Sox. Coming in top of the 8th.
The kick, the 0-2. Check swing. Yes, he did, says the first base umpire, and there's one away.
Had a quick strikeout there for Owens, getting started early on the mound, getting in his rhythm fast.
So we talked a little bit about Balducci's windup with the sidearm delivery. Owens will kind of bring his glove up while still gripping the ball and then bring it down and pitch.
So he's getting a little elevation on that ball.
Kind of an Odalis Perez type windup, if I had to compare it to a major leaguer. So with Hood retired, a pinch hitter now coming up for Morale for the River Bandits.
It's Blake Way from Houston.
Another guy from not from our region.
He has 6 at-bats so far for the River Bandits, 4 strikeouts out of those 6.
And he swings and misses at the second, 0-2, quick hole.
Quick hole. And the stats kind of prove what's going on right here. 4-way at the plate.
0-2, and Way tried to check his swing. This time the first base umpire says he did not go, and Corey Hunt doing his best to contain his disagreement on the bench.
I mean, with no replay, it's going to be tough to argue those, but definitely a 50-50 call there. Hunt does such a good job of just keeping himself restrained.
So the 1-2 on the way from Owens. That one misses high. Hunt, if you've never watched a Tom Sox game here, he usually sits on a bucket of baseballs right at the mouth of the first base dugout. And so that means he had a pretty good view of that one, too.
He did.
Now 2-2 with one away, nobody on base. 7-5, Tom Sox in front. Owens delivers. That one misses just outside.
All of a sudden, got a full count for the River Bandits.
And another full count, we might add. Here's the pitch, and that one is popped up in the air toward the Tom Sox dugout. Coming over, and Wally, he has enough room and comes back to make the catch, 2 away.
Wow. That was tough to tell. It looked like someone almost came out of the dugout to make that catch, as close as he was.
So that's 2 pop-ups, and Wally has gobbled up since
Yeah.
entering the game at first base, and now the number 9 hole hitter, Jablonski, for the River Bandits as they look to get something going here in the top of the 8th. First pitch by Owens is over for a strike. Tom Sox looking to move to 4-1 on the young season. And a swing and a miss on strike 2. Owens throwing some heat here in his first inning of work.
He is getting pretty quick start.
Owens comes set, lifts the glove, throws it, and it's just spoiled, fouled back. $15 total full counts so far this game.
Wow.
Would be interesting to see the pitch counts too for everybody.
That's why Tom Sox have been moving through guys so much this game.
Another 0-2 pitch on the way. Curveball misses high. Upstairs, as they say. Jablonski from Arkansas State awaits the 1-2. Goes golfing, swings and misses. The ball gets to the backstop, and Jablonski is going to make it to first base.
Somehow, some way.
So officially a strikeout, but no out recorded, and the inning stays alive for the River Bandits. They turn the lineup over once again, and looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter for Sanchez. No, excuse me, it's still Sanchez. I thought someone was coming around to bat from the left side. Sanchez is a righty, but it turns out he was just getting the bat from the previous batter. So it will be Tomas Sanchez to dig in for his 5th at-bat. First pitch to Sanchez.
It's going to be a little high. 2 outs to work with, though, for this Tom Sox team.
Misses in the dirt, and it gets by the catcher, and down to second goes Jablonski. So
and another pass ball, 2 back-to-back.
A runner in scoring position now for Woodstock in a hitter's count.
It's crazy how quickly the River Bandits are able to make things happen with 2 outs. I've seen that way too many times tonight.
From the stretch, 2-0 pitch, misses high again. Owens perhaps a little rattled by the drop 3rd strike. So 3-0, Owens puts it in there for strike one. Crowd is mostly thinned out.
Yeah, definitely getting.
Diehards are still there.
Of course, this crowd will never clear out before the end of a game.
The 3-1, swing and a miss, strike two.
Swung out of his shoes on that one. And this is full count number 16 for those keeping it at home, keeping notes. Because we certainly are here in the press box.
As we are every game. Opportunity for Owens to bounce back here on a full count. Runner on second base, 2 away. The delivery. And Sanchez held up, so he will walk down to first base.
Another one of those 50-50 calls.
I think that one was a little bit more clear than the other one. I think that he does.
Corey Hunt wasn't hopping off of his seat on the ball bucket this time.
And now guess who? That brings up Cody Warner with 2 men on. Tom Sox protecting a 2-run lead, and Warner already with a double and a home run tonight. Facing a lefty though this time, as he was last time.
Once the lefties come to bat, this is a perfect time for Balducci to come in and pitch. This is his bread and butter right here.
Nobody holding any runners on as the first pitch fouled off to the left side.
That foul ball was sponsored by Taylor's Auto Body. Brookway Drive, Charlottesville, 434-296-9821.
Jablonski on second. Sanchez on first. Warner at the plate. Facing an 0-1 count. Here's Brian Owens with the delivery. That one unable to hold up there, and a lot of check swings this inning. That home plate umpire made the call on that one himself. Strike two.
We seem to be having like a theme every inning. You know, sometimes it's walks, full counts, and now we're getting the check swings here.
Can it be home runs next inning? Next half inning? Chance to get out of the inning for the Tom Sox. Owens looks back to second once, a second time. Throws in a curveball, and it gets hit out to center field. It's going to get down. Richardson scoops it up. It's going to get the run home. And one more runner to third, so Cody Warner delivers, drives in a run with 2 outs, and the lead cut down to 1 run.
And Richardson almost with a costly mistake there in center field, bobbling that ball before he was able to get it to the infield.
Aiden Nagel now steps in, another lefty, to face Owens. And Tom Sox had every opportunity to get out of this inning. They actually got Jablonski on a strikeout, but unable to throw him out at first after a drop third strike. And the mistakes continue to pile up. Quick mound visit now.
I doubt we'll see a pitching change this late in the game.
Yeah, right now, nobody really throwing in either bullpen.
Looks like the pitching coach for the Tom Sox out there, so not Corey Hunt, which would be the usual signal of a pitching change.
And you have a lefty coming in. You have a lefty batter coming up. Exactly. You're obviously going to leave your lefty in there.
Exactly.
Conference breaks up, and now back behind the plate goes Jacob Selden, and back to the mound, ready for work, Brian Owens. Aiden Nagel 1 for 4 on the evening. Has runners on the corners, and his team with a 1-run deficit here, 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Here's Owens on the first pitch, swing and a miss. Actually, a foul tip, strike 1.
Yeah, the lefty-on-lefty matchup has worked well for the Tom Sox so far tonight on the mound.
From the stretch, the 0-1 in there, strike 2. And once again, the Tom Sox with an opportunity to escape the inning still with the lead. Announced attendance tonight, 234, following last night's crowd of 252. Here's the 0-2. It's a curveball, and it's hit a mile high in foul territory. Is there going to be enough room for Selden? No, and it just sneaks over the fence.
Just bounces on a lawn chair right on the other side.
I think that's Corey. I think that's Corey Hunt's family.
Wow.
So, just barely another life for the River Bandits first baseman. It looked like Selden had a good eye on that ball, but it floated just enough.
It's crazy. Tom Sox faithful still remaining vocal here at almost 10:15 at night here at Seafood Weekly Ballpark.
Another 0-2 pitch coming from Brian Owens to Aiden Nagel. Runner goes, and no throw down to first. They fake it down to second, I should say. Ball out of the strike zone, 1 and 2.
Looked like no one was there to cover second for the stolen base.
So now that
Selden with his hands tied there.
2 runners in scoring position now for the River Bandits.
2 outs, 2 strikes.
Big pitch here coming for Owens. He delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and a huge strikeout for the lefty Brian Owens. Tom Sox do a good job of limiting the damage. They give up 1 run, but they still are ahead going into the bottom of the 8th, 7-6. We'll be right back here on the Valley Baseball.
So at Sheets, we really exist to make people's lives easier every day. In this moment, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to connect with some of our lucky fans to help make their dreams come true. How are you? I'm Ryan Sheets. Here's a brand new truck for you, man. A once-in-a-lifetime dream vacation to Turks and Caicos. Have you ever been there?
I've never been anywhere.
A check for $25,000.
This is a testament to why everybody should be a Sheets freak.
Charlottesville Tom Sox up to bat for what they hope will be their final time. They have a 7-6 lead, and it'll be Jacob Talley, the second baseman, to lead things off here against Hunter Hoops, the Woodstock right-hander out of UNC Asheville. First pitch misses high, ball 1. The 1-0 hit opposite field out to right. Long run over for DeShazer, but he makes the grab in foul territory.
Covering some distance there, almost running into the Tom Sox bullpen to make that grab.
Do you think they yelled something at him like "your shoes untied" or like "don't mess
Try
up"?
to get. I mean, knowing this team and knowing the antics that go on the bus of the bullpen, I'm sure there was some words said. Socks untied, dropped your pocket, something like that.
Walker and Wally now digs in for his second at bat. This guy had a monster home run on Sunday at Stanton. I think it's still in the air.
Still hasn't come down.
Out of Davidson College. Another school that Tom Sox have gotten a lot of guys through the years.
Solid pipeline from Davidson.
And Wally looks at a strike over the outside corner. 0-1.
Davidson, definitely one of the things we do big on social media, especially on Twitter, is adding the universities that these guys play for, and I don't think any college has been mentioned more on our Twitter than Davidson baseball.
You had guys like Alex Martinet last year, Brett Centracchio, Max Bazin.
Centracchio, the guy who kept our season alive last year, getting hit by a pitch and ended up bringing in the walk-off run.
0-1 in the dirt, ball 1. With 1 away, bases empty here. Tom Sox ahead 7-6 here in the bottom of the 8th. Delivery, and Wally checked a swing, but it's in the strike zone anyway. 1 and 2.
We didn't notice it earlier, but Wally, another guy who doesn't wear gloves with the wooden bats, putting some dirt on his hands there.
Gotta love it.
Interesting to see if he wears gloves during the college season.
The kick, the 1-2, and it's up at the bill of his helmet. Ball 2. And Wally bats from the left side. And he looks at the 2-2 pitch in the dirt, ball 3.
All of a sudden, we have another loaded count. Much to the appreciation of those in the press box here at Seva Weekly Ballpark.
17 full counts. There's the payoff pitch, and it's way out of the strike zone for ball 4. So when Wally heads down to first base, and the Tom Sox with a 1-out man aboard. That'll bring up Gregory Ryan, the shortstop.
Gregory Ryan Jr.
And Ryan looking to stay alive here at the plate and keep things going so the Tom Sox can hit that strong top of their lineup.
Ryan is your 7-hole hitter. It'll be Cooper next. And Selden if it gets that far. And Ryan belts this one over short for a single. And it'll be grabbed by the left fielder, Cody Warner, to limit Mwale's progress to second base. But now 2 men aboard for the Tom Sox. Nice looking piece of hitting there.
Woodstock does have the only double play in the game, though, so they might be able to use that to their advantage. Good job there, though, by Warner recovering that ball quickly and preventing the runners to advance to third.
And now here comes Matthew Cooper out of Clemson. Tom Sox left fielder tonight. First pitch taking, and it's a ball high. From the stretch, 2 men on, 1 out. Hoops looks back to second. And misses low, ball 2.
Hoops definitely having some trouble finding the strike zone this inning, as he finds himself in a 2-0 hole.
Hits this one curving to the right side, foul. Making the count 2-1.
Woodstock just needs any strike they can get at this point.
Another look back to second. Hoops delivers. And that one misses inside. And Wally at second, Ryan at first. The 3-1. High and outside. Now the base is loaded again for the Tom Sox. Looking to get some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th.
And we're once again in that same situation we were a couple innings ago, where walks are just going to start bringing runs home.
It'll be Jacob Selden now in the 9-hole. Tom Sox backup catcher who replaced Gabe Sotres. Tom Sox, if they can keep the inning going, will get the top of the order.
Alright, which one of y'all broke the rule tonight?
Here's Selden taking a ball high.
One of y'all mentioned this being for game. Who did it? Was it somebody else radio?
Hoops kicks, delivers. That one in there for a strike.
One of the few strikes Woodstock's been able to put on the board this inning.
Tom Sox ahead by a run with the bases loaded. And Selden looks at strike 2 right down the middle.
Strikeout here would be huge for the River Bandits.
The 1-2. Curveball just misses inside.
And
we saw Hoops fan Ramon Garza on a pitch kind of like that. That one missed. River Bandits have their infield at double play depth with one away here. The 2-2 to Selden over the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Nice job there by Hunter Hoops. And he takes off his hat.
Huge strikeout there. Putting 2 outs on the board for the River Bandits.
Now here comes Ramon Garza.
Especially after struggling to put a strike on the board, period.
And Garza now will be the next hope for the Tom Sox to bring an insurance run or 2 home with the bases juiced and 2 away. Delivery to Garza, fouled back.
That one almost cleared the back fence.
And the on-deck batter, Kamen Richardson, with a football snap-like flip of the ball back to the dugout, showing off his many talents. 0-1 to Garza. Curveball misses low and outside. Garza's 6th at-bat on the evening. Seven to 6, Tom Sox ahead here in the bottom of the 8th. As Garza stings this one down the left field line, well hit. It gets down, and it is fair. This is going to get at least 2 runs home. Here comes Wally, followed closely by Ryan. They're going to send the 3rd runner home, and he slides in safely. A 3-run bases clearing double from Ramon Garza, and finally he finds his stroke and gives Charlottesville 3 very important runs.
And Garza proving why he is the #1 spot on that batting order. Huge blast there going down that left field line, and it was a perfect ball. Just right in the hole, right in between the foul line and, being in the area. It was crazy. Just
no
amazing
chance
there.
for the left fielder there.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a tough ball to read if it's foul or fair, and to his credit, left fielder got there quickly, but 3-run score for the Tom Sox, and that might be the insurance they need.
And it keeps going. It'll be Kamen Richardson now to try and bring Garza home. Garza now at second base. A 10-6 lead now for Charlottesville. A little more breathing room as Kamen Richardson swings and misses, unable to catch up to that one. Woodstock in the 9th inning will have 4, 5, and 6. Puyele, Ward, and DeShazer due up. That one bounces in the dirt, the 0-1, and it's now 1-1. Good job there by the catcher to stop that one because Garza had his eye on 3rd.
A few more results rolling in from around the Valley League. Stanton Braves win a close one over the Front Royal Cardinals, 6-5.
And extra innings going on in Covington.
Tied at 1 with Strasburg.
What a different game they've had than we've had. As that one fouled back by Richardson, 1-2. Ramon Garza, a 3-run double with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th to give Charlottesville a 10-6 lead. Now the 1-2 curveball just off the inside corner. Boy, good job by Richardson laying off that one.
Hoops has been getting so close with those curveballs.
I'm guessing he's probably a good basketball player too if his name's Hoops.
He's built for it with that last name.
The 2-2 from the Woodstock righty. Bounce to second. Hood skips it off the dirt and gets it over to first. for the out, and the side is retired, but not before Ramon Garza delivering a big blow, a 3-run, 2-out double, and the Tom Sox have 3 more outs to get when we get back. This is the
So at Sheets, we really exist to make people's lives easier every day. In this moment, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to connect with some of our lucky fans to help make their dreams come true. How are you? I'm Ryan Sheets. Here's a brand new truck for you, man. A once-in-a-lifetime dream vacation to Turks and Caicos. Have you ever been there?
I've never been anywhere.
A check for $25,000.
This is a testament to why everybody should be a Sheets freak.
With Woodstock starting off with a lot of 2-run production early in the game, and now it's Tom Sox giving them a taste of their own medicine. Ramon Garza might have put the dagger in this game, but we'll see how the Tom Sox defense performs as it comes down to the wire here in the top of the 9th.
It'll be Andrew Pielli to start things off here, the 3rd baseman for the Woodstock River Bandits. And he hits this one in the air, short left field. It's actually going to be playable for the shortstop, and that is Gregory Ryan making the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 9th.
And now 2 away from ending this game for the Tom Sox.
Pielli, the cleanup man's had a tough night tonight for Woodstock.
He has.
0 for 5 on the evening now.
A lot of weird performances though, just around the game as a whole. I'm sure you know. Cayman Richardson, Dan Harwood, both having tough nights at the plate. Those are normally the stout hitters for the Charlottesville offense.
Now it'll be Caleb Ward with 1 away here in the 9th. Delivery from Owens, fouled back off the mask of catcher Jacob Selden.
Selden hasn't had the toughest night behind the bag. Not as bad as Sotres was earlier in the game. Just all over the place, like you said, looking like an NHL goalie rather than just your normal catcher.
Umpire gives Selden a couple extra seconds to get his bearings, and now we're ready for the 0-1. Here's Owens out of Christopher Newport University, and he delivers a strike, swinging strike.
He's gotten good at that fastball just down the middle. That's been his bread and butter. Just as Hoops has that curveball.
The 0-2. Pause. Wind up. Owens fires it in.
And
it's high.
Just high.
Tom Sox will meet the Waynesboro Generals tomorrow night, right back here at Sevo Weekly Ballpark. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a breaking ball on the outside corner. Good looking pitch there by Brian Owens, and the Tom Sox have 1 more out to get as the ball zips around the horn.
All of a sudden, 1 more for the Tom Sox. Heck of a performance by Owens in his short time on the mound today for the Tom Sox.
It'll be Jalen DeShazer on the mound, or excuse me, at the plate now. Try and keep things alive now for Woodstock. Woodstock took an early 2-0 lead in the top of the 3rd. Tom Sox got 1 of the runs back. That home run from Cody Warner for Woodstock got the scoring started. Woodstock made it 4-1 in the 4th, but the Tom Sox answered both those runs, and Charlottesville forged ahead in the 5th with 4 runs. Kevin Madden with the tie-breaking 2-run double, and then Ramon Garza in the bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to DeShazer. This one on the ground to second. Bounces and picked up by Talley over to first in time, and the Tom Sox win. That's 4 in a row for your Charlottesville Tom Sox, and they remain undefeated at home this season with a 10-6 win over the Woodstock River Bandits as they flood out of the dugout to shake hands, and Louis joins them as Corey Hunt moves over to shake hands with the Woodstock team. And I guess this qualifies as a come-from-behind win for Charlottesville.
It does, and it was a come-from-behind in the most unorthodox way possible, scoring runs off of walks, and then, of course, Garza delivering the dagger at the end.
The big hit.
Late running game for sure as well, 10:30 here in Charlottesville at Seville Weekly Ballpark.
The big hit in the bottom of the 5th, it was a two-run double by Kevin Madden, which broke a 5-5 tie, and after Woodstock in the top of the 8th had brought themselves within a run, Ramon Garza gets his first hit of the game at the perfect time, a double down the left field line.
Ramon Garza with by far the clutchest play we've seen this season from the Tom Sox.
And some great pitching from the Tom Sox bullpen.
Of
Brian
course.
Owens, of course.
And Balducci.
I'm going to give Balducci our player of the game tonight.
I was about to say the same
came
thing.
in the middle of that.
Exactly. I was about to say the same thing. Player of the game. It's a toss-up for me between Balducci and Owens, both doing a great job and both being put in tough situations to begin with as well, making the most of it.
All right, well, that's about all we've got for you from Seville Weekly Ballpark. Joe Thomas will be back here with you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for a first pitch against the Waynesboro Generals. The Tom Sox move to 4-1 on the young season. Woodstock drops to 3-2. For Crawford Humphreys, I'm Luke Nadkarni. Once again, your final score: Charlottesville Tom Sox 6, Charlottesville Tom Sox 10, Woodstock River Bandits 6.